Hello, guys. Welcome to Approach the Nerd. Like you don't know the channel's name. You've been on this channel for a very long time, probably looking at videos more than I have at this point because I have not been here in a while. So I basically decided I'm going to do another update video, and I decided that I was going to do it right now. And I decided it 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. So I'm coming live from my voiceover booth. It has been a minute. A lot has happened since the last update video that I did. But make sure that you guys, especially if you're not in this live, make sure that my volume sounds okay to you. I can hear it too later, but just want to make sure. And also, what do you think of these blue lights? My daughter gave me these lights, and I thought that's pretty cool. Here's Kenny. Let me add, but I don't know. Let's see how they actually play out. Hi, Kenny.
Hey, woman.
How you doing, Kenny?
I'm good. I'm good, lady. How are you?
I'm tired.
You see my background? It's been a minute since you've seen the background.
I know. Well, I'm actually digging the hat. I mean, look at Kenny over here with a hat on, looking like you're about to play golf. What is happening?
It's been a lot that has happened since you've been gone.
Oh, a lot. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a powwow. Yeah. And I can say that because I'm part indigenous. Don't be trying to threaten me saying that word. But yeah, so I was saying I decided to do this update video randomly because that's what I do in my life. Let me full screen us so I can see you. There you go. Yay. And then I was like, do I want to put makeup on and be like all presentable? Because it's been a minute since the girl's been on her channel. And then I'm like, professionalism, laziness. And then laziness played out. So, but I did turn my lights on. I have my colored lights in here.
I see.
I like them. I like them a lot. They have a lot of RGB spectrum stuff going on in here, but I like blue, so that's what we're doing. But now, so I'm gonna go over some updates, and then we can talk about some stuff with you, Kenny, and then some stuff that we nerdy people have probably been watching and not posting about because laziness. So I live in Texas now. I have left Memphis, Tennessee, and I am now in Texas. I'm in Irving, Texas, which is pretty close to Dallas, maybe like 20, 30 minutes from Dallas. And I love it here. There are no gunshots. I don't feel like I need to rickroll out of my house to go to the grocery store, out of the car, whatever. I don't have neighbors that are banging on things. It's amazing. The only problem I have is that the weather's trying to kill me. So, like, case in point, 90 degrees in Memphis, Tennessee is 90 degrees. 90 degrees in Texas is 500 degrees.
Oh, you get that real dry heat. You get that real dry heat.
Look, we have an entire different, standard of measurement for Texas heat. It's not right. It is not right. There's nothing right about Texas heat. So it's so bad. When you go outside, you feel like you cannot catch your breath. It's like I didn't realize I had asthma, and it's still not diagnosed, but until I got here. I was going upstairs to my apartment. I was like, why is there no oxygen outside?
I will tell you, that's exactly how I feel here in Atlanta. And when I first got here, and the South is always humid, because we're on the East Coast. We got we're actually on the Atlantic side. So we get humid, but it feels like when it's 90 degrees here, it feels like it's 200. And I'm like, oh my God. And that's why I don't go outside during the summer, because I'll be about to pass out, because my doctors did diagnose me with heat exhaustion, because I
got diagnosed with that too. That I have heat sensitivity.
Yeah,
so I can't be extreme heat.
Yeah, because when you go outside, when you drink a lot of water, when you go outside, don't it feel like you haven't had anything to drink at all?
Yes, I brought evidence. I have a hydro flask. This thing is what, 32 ounce? Why is it I have this thing and I drink the entire damn bottle and I'm like, can somebody give me water? That makes no sense. Where does the water go? The water.
That's how I am. And then, like, when I first became diabetic and I went to the bus stop, I lie to you not. I had just got out the shower, drank some water, and I drank like 2 cups. I go stand at the bus stop. I started feeling dizzy. Felt like I ain't had nothing to drink in like 2 days. And the heat was beaming down on me so bad. And this was back in 2019. And I was
Oh
like, oh
wow.
my God. I said, I can't do this. I need to go ask my neighbor to take me to the damn store. I'm not going to do this. Because standing over there, it felt like, it was, they said it was 80 some degrees, but it felt like it was 150 degrees.
Now, yeah, that's how it is here. It is like and what's so crazy is, so I live in a very diverse neighborhood. So we have black, we have white, we have Hispanic, and we have a really big population of Indian.
Right.
And if you know anything about Indian culture, they like to walk. And they will walk in 170 degrees weather. It's like,
Oh,
it's insane. I will look out of the window and I'm like, they're just families just walking around. And I thought about it and I'm like, I know in India it gets really hot, so they probably are used to it. Like,
yeah.
they have extreme heat there. But I'm like looking at the news and it's like heat advisory, death imminent, imminent. And then I'm looking out the window and they're just walking around. I'm like, oh, okay. And then it
Oh,
makes me feel like
So Texas had that kind of weather, that heat advisory, death imminent. Oh God, I don't have to come out there.
I mean, seriously, I was like, why? I don't understand. I don't understand. I try to understand, Kenny, but I can't understand because Texas. I love it, but it's trying to kill me.
Look, I understand.
And I did luck out though, because when we got here, Houston was getting hit. Like, we moved here in April, so we've been here since like the end of April. They were getting hit. They got tornadoes, hurricanes.
yeah.
I think they even got a damn earthquake. I'm like, what is happening? I moved here and everything went to hell. I brought the cray with me.
Well, I was just saying Texas was welcoming you there. And what's funny is, because I already knew you was moving, but I think you told me it was going to be the end of April when we last.
Yeah, it was. Well, we were gonna move in March.
Yeah, I
but
thought
then
that was.
Yeah. So that's part of the reason we didn't move in March is because we were still trying to get permission to bring my brother. Because even though, I have a guardianship over my brother, I don't have it in Texas. So I had to have my judge in Memphis approve us to move here. And I'm still technically not my brother's guardian yet here. We have to go to court and they are months behind. I haven't even had my first, court case yet. So
Okay.
dealing with all of that. Now, I will tell you, so being in Texas, since I've been here, I've spent more time in doctor's offices than I have doing mostly anything. Now, don't get me wrong. In Dallas, they have, well, technically not Dallas. In Dallas County, they have a city called Carrollton. And that is basically Little Korea. And that's where all the Korean shops are. They have some Japanese shops. They have anime shops. But everything that would be primarily K-drama, K-pop band themed is in Carrollton. And, me having a whole spouse who was Korean American, I rolled up to Carrollton and lost my flipping mind. So I'm like, yep, I can live here now. But then the unthinkable happened.
What's that?
I was diagnosed with the same thing you have, type 2 diabetes. So I am fully diabetic now.
You're not on insulin, right?
I'm not on insulin.
Okay, good.
I'm actually going to be doing a program called Virta, where they try and reverse your type 2. Because once you have type 2, you never get rid of it, but you can put in remission for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Right.
So, and you might as well. Well, if you put it in remission, it's like you don't have it. I mean, you have it in you, but it's not turned on, I guess. They're trying to turn it off.
Right. Then it's just more so like your they get your pancreas started back to pumping its own insulin. So you're not really, you're diabetic, but not,
Well, see, this is what's weird about my diabetes. So I got it because I always talked about, on my channel that I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is for women a nightmare. It's just a horrible disease. You can have it as a type 1 where you have hardly anything, all the way up to type 3 or some 4s where it's just constant crap. And I'm like in between 2 and 3. But I developed insulin resistance. And what that means is if you eat an apple and it has natural sugar. My body doesn't know what to do with it, so it stores it in your body either as fat or it sticks it in your liver, and you get like fatty liver disease, which I had fatty liver disease. I literally had to throw my liver in reverse, and I did it in 2 months because I am that girl. Don't challenge me. I've been doing that. But so long story short, because I had insulin resistance, it's not that my pancreas doesn't make its own insulin, it makes too much.
Okay, got you.
And because I have PCOS with it, it doesn't know what to do with all this. So it's just like free flying around. And so my body's like, all right, well, we're just gonna let it be here. So when they took my A1C and my insulin glucose levels, they were high because I have all this insulin flying around my
Right.
body doing nothing. My body does not use sugar as energy. It doesn't use sugar at all. So if you want to know a lot about how that works with PCOS and diabetes, it's crazy. It
I
does
can
not
see.
use it. So
'Cause
yeah.
look, I've been losing weight, and I still, and my stomach is still kind of huge, but you can see I've been losing weight, and I've been working really hard to reverse mine.
Yeah,
And my
it's
doctor,
hormonal. It's a hormonal
yeah,
thing.
and
Um,
my doctor told me the more weight that I lose, and the more that I do, the better the better it's easier for me to come out, because they checked my A1C back in June, and I was back down at 5.
that's
So
awesome. So I got up to 6.7, which
yeah, when you
yeah.
first do that, when you first get diagnosed, because when I first got diagnosed, I was at 9.
Yeah, they said I was 6.7. I went from 5.1 to 6.7 in 1 year.
And but it's
It's
easy to
insane.
reverse, because
Yeah.
since you're a vegetarian, you'll be able to reverse yours. Your
I'm a pescatarian. I eat fish.
vegetarian.
Look
I'm
at you
sorry.
taking my fish away. You don't tell me I can't have my fish, Kenny.
I'm
What is
sorry.
wrong? I
Okay, I'm
mean,
sorry. But by you being pescatarian, you'll be able to reverse yours a little bit faster. But you just got to they have to get you to, a place where you can, because I'm on Farxiga, and I'm on Farxiga because I have kidney disease because of the diabetes.
so what does that
And
mean? Do you have where your kidneys aren't functioning correctly, or what is that?
they don't function correctly. However, they caught mines. I literally had it since 2011, but they didn't tell me about it.
Yeah, that does
And
not
once I
talk
became
me. That doesn't
right,
talk
and
me.
once I became diabetic, because they kept saying every time I go to the doctor, I have protein in my urine, and I was like, huh? So like, yeah, they was like, every time we take a sample from you, you have protein. So I was like, where is it coming from? So they were saying when they found out about my kidneys, they said it was, it was leaking protein into my urine, but it wasn't as bad. But once I became diabetic, they started to, go crazy. So they put me on Farxiga, and Farxiga has been keeping it under control.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and it helps my A1C too. So that when I get off the insulin and the other medicine, that medicine I won't be able to get off, because if I do, my kidney disease will go haywire.
So you do take insulin?
Yes, I had to, because I was at 9. My blood sugar was over 1200 when I
Oh, wow.
right.
Yeah, I didn't see. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was because when me and Carlos moved in this apartment in 2019, I was taking my metformin, but since I have pinched nerves, and during the wintertime it hurts so bad for me to walk and stuff. So I didn't go to, and they was having my medicine go to downtown Atlanta to Grady Pharmacy, and I hated going down there. But I thought I was gonna try to go and try to go and get my medicine. But when I did, well, I never went and got it. Let's just be honest. I never went and got it. But the times that I did, was trying to, I was feeling sick. Like, have you had the symptoms of you becoming diabetic, like the constant thirst,
Yeah.
the urine,
Having that frequent urination and all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
TMI, guys. TMI.
yeah, I was going through all of that. And when I went through all of that, I went to the doctor, and this might be Renee calling me. Oh, yes, her behind texted me all this stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about Renee behind in a minute. But anyway, so when we, so when I got to the hospital, I was asking for like a turkey sandwich because I was hungry. And mind you, I had just drank some fruit punch before I left, going to the doctor. And when I got there, they took me to the back because I told them I was having chest pains. So they took me to the back. They took my blood, they took my blood. They checked it. Soon as I was ready to eat this sandwich, the nurse came in there. He grabbed it and said, "No, sir, you cannot have this." And I was like, "Why? I'm hungry." He was like, "Your blood sugar is over 1,200." I was like, "I'm hungry. Give me my turkey sandwich. I need something to eat." He was like, "No, you cannot eat this because if you eat this, you will be dead." So
oh my gosh, killed by a turkey sandwich.
because it was white bread, and
yeah,
white bread, the
so do you do sourdough bread?
I do eat sourdough, but not on a daily basis.
That's the only bread I eat is sourdough because that's the one that the glycemic index chart says is the slowest in your blood system. So
when I finished, when I went to they got me under control and everything, I started eating more wheat bread. I do still eat white, but not as much.
Yeah, I don't like white bread, so it doesn't bother me to give that up.
Yeah, I don't eat it as much as I used to, but I have to have my wheat bread. And what else do I eat? What did I cut out? I don't drink a lot of sodas anymore. I still do, but not as much as I did before. And I drink more. I've been drinking plenty more water, so
Well, let's get the visual back. The Texas water. Drink this in Texas, and it doesn't matter. 32 ounces means nothing in Texas. It's like a drop of water. It's like what did you drink? Nothing. All the water in your body is gone.
And that's how it is. And that's why I'm like, that's why when you said that to me, I was like, I understand exactly what you mean. And when I tell you, I sympathize and I empathize because I know exactly how you feel. So,
well, I will say that all the times on the channel where I wasn't feeling very well, I think had a lot to do with my sugar level, and no one told me. Like nobody was telling me that this is what it was. My dad was diabetic. His mother was diabetic. His aunts, everybody. So like, it was very hard for me not to get this anyway because it's hereditary. I also got diagnosed with his venous insufficiency. And what that means is that some of the veins in my legs do not bring blood to my heart.
Right.
So my legs can swell and all that. So it's been insane. Hi, Terrell. So yeah, it's been a ride. So I want to do an update video, and I promise you I will talk about Cosmic, Fury, and we'll talk about a few other things. I'm not going to go in detail, but we are going to have to talk about some nerdy stuff because I am so behind, guys. I'm so behind. The Umbrella Academy, the final effing season is on. It started Thursday. I could not see it on Thursday for two reasons. Number one, it was my wedding anniversary. So
and I say happy anniversary.
You did. As a good friend, I'd hunt you down. And then also, I mean, I had a convention that weekend too. So I was at One Voice. It's a huge voiceover convention with a lot of, agents and other voice actors, casting directors. So I was there networking, which I hated. No, I loved the con. I hated being a group. Like being in large groups still freaks me out because of COVID.
Yeah.
And to add on to that, I've been seeing people posting that they got COVID at the convention, and I'm like, oh no, because one of the girls who got it.
Wear my mask. Hold on. I still wear my mask. And
you still wear your mask? Well, see, this is the problem with that, Kenny, is that on two of the panels that I was at, they're performative. So I have to perform on a microphone that I can't do through a mask. So I could not mask on two of the panels that I was in because I had to speak into a microphone. So yeah, I see. I know. Just show off. Just let me know that you're doing better than me. I understand. But no, like so when you are a voice actor like me, you have the little microphone apparatus, when you're like this, you can't really do anything through a mask. So
that is true. That is true. But what I would do before I even get up there, I would spray my little area with Lysol.
I can't spray it with Lysol when there are other actors with me on the stage.
Oh, they were all on. Well,
we were all on the stage.
Excuse me for a second. Let me spray myself.
So
And then
what I should have said was, "Pardon me, everyone, because you back up off me like right now." But now, like, what's really bad is that one of the girls in my acting troupe class ended up being diagnosed with COVID. So I just found out yesterday she has COVID. Now I don't have any symptoms. This was Saturday. I'm hopefully I dodged a bullet. I don't have symptoms. I will be angry if I do have them, or if I do
well,
have
see,
COVID,
I'm gonna say
because I
this.
have a lot of stuff coming up and I cannot afford to be sick right
For it,
now.
right. I'm gonna say you how long has it been since you had it?
So I had it last year when my dad. Well, no, I'm sorry. No, I had it in 2022. I had it when my dad died. The week he died.
I
He
do
died
remember that. No,
on
I
June
do
10th.
remember
So
that. I thought you
yeah.
probably had it recently because Renata had it
Mm-mm.
twice.
I've
She
only had it once. I had it in 2022 in June. My whole
because
family
Renee
did.
she had it twice, and she was stuck in Las Vegas with it, and that was her first time, and she literally just got it a couple of weeks ago, and she
Wow.
wanted
See,
to kill
that's
her husband.
yeah, that is a thing. And like, so right now, like I have a in-person voiceover thing that I'm doing on next Wednesday that I have to
Mhm.
be at, and I will be able to wear my mask for that. So that is good. I'm going to a voiceover networking thing also on next Friday, and I will have my mask on for that because I don't have to perform, so I don't have to worry about it. But
Oh,
like I can't, I mean, I don't want to miss these things because they're very hard to reschedule. They're
yeah,
very
I would
hard.
if I were you, I would definitely go. And when you go, you have your mask, but I will be sending you a Sagittarius one. You need to go buy
Yeah,
it.
I need see, I would say I want a Sagittarius coffee cup to buy that, but I can't have coffee anymore or tea. So,
Wow.
yeah, because I told you that because of my PCOS, I have a problem with caffeine now. I
Oh, okay,
can't
yeah,
it
yeah.
raises my blood pressure. I can't have anything with caffeine anymore.
That's
I have a
crazy.
sad life. You think well, today, so let me tell you, you see my hand has this
Yeah, yeah.
bandage on it. So
Hmm.
I had a heart test today where they had to inject this lipid stuff that looks like contrast into my heart to take basically a video and ultrasound.
Yeah, I know what you're
And
talking about because they did me
yeah.
like that
Yeah.
last.
Well, I've been having like I think it's blood pressure. I've been having like this swaying thing going on where I just feel like I'm swaying. It's worse than my MDDS. So it's like I'm literally like this. I'll just start swaying and my body's just doing it and I'm not doing it. And it happened at the gym. I was on the treadmill and my friend that was behind me on the elliptical said that I literally was rocking while I was walking.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I honestly think it's my blood pressure, but I think it's actually my blood pressure caused by extreme heat. I am not used to the level
I
of
told
Texas
you.
heat.
I told you when you were
So,
there and you told me what was going on. I said your behind is not used to this heat anymore.
it's not well, I was already heat sensitive to begin with, and then I came to a place that has even worse heat than where I came from. So, yeah, I've been
And
having
that's
a
what I was
lot.
saying. Your behind you and River should have moved here to Atlanta. I
It's
told
hot
you
there
like y'all
too. It's
the
hot in
heat
Atlanta too.
at least it ain't that bad.
Yeah, but most of my career and stuff right now is here.
Is
So
in
I have
Texas.
to
So you
yeah.
had, I mean, it's easier for you to go there because it is a lot of more voice acting there and more voice
Yeah.
acting jobs
Plus
than
the
it is.
cost of living in Atlanta is twice as much as it is where I live right now. So
Don't remind me.
like I don't want to have to live on your porch, with my whole
Oh,
family.
you and Renee both. She already talking about she gonna have to move here because Florida is very expensive, and she told me if she always tell her boss it's my fault that she late for work, so she gonna end up on my
Wow.
couch. I told her,
Wow.
"Hell, you try, you come lay on my couch."
See, we're all gonna be living at Kenny's place. I don't know what to tell you, but but yeah. So long story short, the reason that videos have not been on this channel is because I moved. Oh, I forgot a part. I moved here. I hired a moving company, and I'm just gonna say it. Okay. Normally people don't tell you like all their business, and I'm not gonna tell you all my business, but I'm gonna tell you this. They were supposed to charge me $7,200 to move my stuff from Memphis, Tennessee to Irving, Texas. They
Right.
charged me $13,000. They
Excuse me.
they found things to charge, and they were trying to get more. And then I realized last month I don't have all of my stuff, and they only have a 30-day claim, policy because when you're going through all your stuff,
Yeah.
you're not going to get through all of it immediately. Um, But one thing that's breaking my heart, and I'm hoping I find, I had, if you are a Super Sentai fan, which I know some of you are, I had the Hurricane's blue jacket that Bandai released. I cannot get this again. I cannot order it again. It is irreplaceable, and I cannot find it.
I will be suing their asses. I will be suing.
Yep, I cannot find it. So I'm very upset because there are things that I can't get back. So
you see all
yeah,
that stuff behind me.
yep.
No.
Yep, I'm in my feelings because I was like, I cannot find it. I've torn through all the boxes. I cannot find that jacket.
Do you
So yeah,
did they go through your stuff, or did they pack y'all up, or
so we packed our boxes, but they claimed they needed to repack stuff, so they started repacking things, and that's why, especially if somebody, and I'm not trying to be an untrusting person, but if somebody has knowledge of what something is, then they know the value of it, and then they would take it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really hoping that is not what happened, but again, I'm putting my heart out to the cosmos, to everybody's gods, God, Buddha, whoever, to bring me my jacket back. That I'm just gonna randomly find it. But I have gone through every box in this house that is still not, because we have a couple that have not been put up yet. I can't find it. So
look, I would be
sad.
sick.
I'm sad as hell right now. I'm sad. I've had this jacket. Well, I've had this jacket since 6 months after the show started airing when they released it, because I had a friend in Japan who managed to get it one for me.
They don't offer you insurance of anything like this, even though I know
for 30 days. So remember, we moved here in April, and first I thought I had all my stuff. So I went through. I'm like, okay, everything's here. It wasn't until I did a deep dive that I realized that the jacket was missing. So I was like,
it was. I've been like, no. That 30 days ain't gonna work for me. Y'all gonna have to figure out something because my shit is gone.
Yeah, well, trust me, phone conversations will be had because I just I'm just trying to. It's been a whirlwind. So between that and then being diagnosed with diabetes and all that stuff, it's just been nonstop. I've been doing a lot of voiceover stuff lately. I'm working on stuff now. I'm gonna announce something next week. This is not a project that I'm in. It's something that I won. So I've been winning a lot of voiceover stuff. Like I'm actually won tickets to go to One Voice, because One Voice is expensive AF. So it was completely covered, and luckily it was in Dallas this year, so I didn't have to get a hotel. I live here. So that was cool. I won another, like, I don't know what I would call it, but I won like a series of workshops with agents, which is really good. And then I just won another prize yesterday. I found out last night. I got a call from someone, and she's like, I want to jump into Zoom with you. And she's like, congratulations, you won this. I will tell you all about that next week when they announce it. But yeah, so I did win that.
But you can't announce it right now.
I can't do it right now because they haven't announced it. That's how it is. You are NDA until they say anything. So
now let me ask you this question. When am I going to get my free autograph from you? Because you need to go to some cons that I can actually say, this is
we are going to make it happen. So I have a question though. Did you guys, so one of the video games I've done recently that came out this year in March or February was one called Hunt Showdown. Have you guys seen that game? I have yet to play it, but I can link. What I will do is I will link in the community tab like the lore so you can hear me. Basically it's done like narration style, but if you ever play that game, the premise is like the world has gone to crap, and there are people that come back as like super zombies, and you have like these cowboys, these indigenous people, like all these people, like gunslingers that are going around shooting all these zombies and trying to kill each other. So I play a character named Phyllis, and Phyllis is like a very popular, like, she's like indigenous. She wears like a cat skull on her head, and she's a very popular character, or has been. So there's lots of fan art for her. So I was very lucky to get her. And
is this game on PlayStation 5?
It's on PlayStation. I think it's on 5. I know it's on consoles. Let me see. I know it's definitely on PC. And they do have it on Xbox. I can't remember if it was, I think it's 360.
I need to know because I need my autograph is free.
Yes, always. Showdown. Let me see.
Because I'm gonna put you on my website so I can promote you.
Promote me, man.
I'm gonna promote your butt. So
just my butt though. Just my butt, nothing else. Yes, it's on PS5, PS4, Xbox. It says Xbox Series X, Series S, Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, and GeForce Now, and of course it's also on Steam. So,
Well,
which of
I
course,
look, I love my computer, but I can't sit in this chair and play on Steam. So I have to have a console. So I got friends that be cussing me out. Why you don't play with
what? Okay, so you know what you're doing. Wait, you have a desktop or a laptop?
desktop?
Okay, so I have an extension cable. So I have my gaming computer is hooked up to my
I
Samsung
remember I
flat
saw
screen.
that set up the
And then I
last.
have so I have an extension cable because I hardwire my stuff. Everyone's like, "Why don't you do wireless?" I'm like, "You don't understand. When my dog walks by me, my signal is gone. I'm over here fighting stuff, and then my mouse stops working because he walked by, and then like the signal's just toast." So I ended up getting extension cables. So now I have like 8 feet long cables for the mouse and the keyboard. I can sit in my bed and game.
Yeah,
And
and
right
that's
now I'm
what
obsessed with Pal World, guys. You just don't understand. I'm obsessed with
was
Pal World.
well, I know everybody still. I thought they banned that game because they were saying it was they said it was so similar to Pokemon that
Well, I don't know if it's banned. I don't know how I'm still playing it because we play it all the
Well, I
time.
mean, if you buy
So,
it, they can't ban the people from playing it if this
well, if they
already.
banned it though, they probably would have pulled it off of Steam because I play mine through Steam and it's still there. So, yeah,
Because it's not even on console yet.
no, it's not. I was waiting for it to come on Switch too, but then I thought that's gonna be weird. Like me
I
trying to
know
play that on
people
Switch.
no, I don't think they would even do that. And
Yeah,
then the funny thing is, Genshin is doing their 5.0 live stream tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to talk about that. So the new region Natlan is coming out, so I'm ready for that.
yeah, that one. I mean, there's a lot. Hold on, let me make sure I'm putting this in. There are a lot of things. Like I got so behind on because if I really feel like whenever I go through a lot of stuff in my personal life, that's when the nerdiest stuff comes out. Like all the stuff comes out when I can't do anything to talk about it, which is irritating. Like there's no universe, guys. No universe where the girl who loves Spider-Man Noir just found out yesterday that they have a series for Spider-Man Noir coming to Amazon Plus with Nicolas Cage.
Oh wow! Oh,
And
and did you go to see? Did you see Deadpool and Wolverine?
of course, I
What you
saw.
think?
Of course,
We got to
there.
talk
Look,
about it.
look. That movie was legit the best MCU movie I have ever seen.
I'm a, I
I
had
will
one.
fight people in the streets over that comment.
I'm gonna tell you,
I love that
I
movie.
had one problem with it. One
What?
problem. They had Gambit, but they did not have Rogue. And Wolverine sat there and was naming all the X-Men, and he did not say Rogue. And I was just like, why won't y'all let him say it? And why did she walk out?
Well, I will tell you why. I'm going to break it down for you. Because remember, the gambit that they had, first of all,
I love Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, he actually did a really good.
That's what
he did a good job. He had such a jumbled like not even forced. It was like I'm kind of intentionally making it seem like my Cajun accent is crap because you
but
can't you can't hear or understand what I'm saying, but by doing that he made it sound really damn authentic. And I was like,
right.
this is actually really
And
good.
that's what I was like, because when they said they was gonna have Channing Tatum play Gambit the very first time in Wolverine, I think it was in the Wolverine. I don't think anybody thought he could do it. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody thought he could do it, but when they did it,
But remember though, no. Channing Tatum was going to be in his own solo series, and they canceled it.
Oh,
He
because of
wasn't
scheduling conflicts. Yeah,
Yes,
I
it was
heard that.
scheduling conflicts. And I know who the previous Gambit is, and the actor's name just went right out of my head, but it was a completely different
I know
guy.
his first name is Taylor.
Yeah, I cannot remember Taylor's last name.
It started with a K. Taylor something.
I'll get it. But anyway, well, we know who he is.
Yeah.
He could not do a Cajun accent to save us all.
Oh,
but let me tell you, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why we did not have Rogue. Because where the X-Men are coming into the MCU, they have not introduced this Earth's Rogue yet. So even though Deadpool is in his own, fourth wall universe, right. Anna Paquin's version of Rogue may not even be the MCU's version of Rogue.
And I hope not.
So, and I love the actress, but I hated what they did with the character. I had no problem. I mean, I had no problem with her playing the character if they had let her play the actual character.
And see,
but they didn't.
That's what
they
I was
didn't do
saying.
it.
Because see what they were saying was, Marvel, Fox didn't own Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, they didn't own her, so they couldn't use her powers. But I'm like, all you had to do was just give them to Rogue and don't even explain it just yet. You could say, well, I was in this battle, held on to somebody for too long, and there's a way you can get around it. You don't have to say it was this particular person that we already know who it is.
Yeah.
So there was a way to play around it, and the fights that she was going to be prominent in, like with the Juggernaut, her and the Juggernaut. Oh my God, that battle would have been so good. Her and Magneto. I'm telling you, Anna Paquin.
I will say, and not to interrupt you, the animated series is doing a very good job of rebuilding Gambit and Rogue. So I do like what they're doing, and they're staying very close to source material, because I love the original animated version of X-Men, and they did a good job, but like they are really like this version 1997 is so freaking dark. It's so dark. I love it. I'm like, and I will tell you, the actress who plays Jean Grey is Miss Jennifer Hale, and I've had a class with her. She is awesome.
Well, let me tell you,
so she is really cool.
I met Lenore Zane.
I know you did. The reason I'm really happy for Jennifer Hale is because she was not the original Jean Grey.
Yeah, she was.
The original, yeah. So, and I'm not really sure why they did not get her to come back. She was on the show called.
But she was another voice. She didn't.
No, she was, but I don't know why she wasn't Jean Grey anymore. Now, I will say, she was married to the original Xavier, but I think he died, didn't he?
I don't know. But I did meet Ross. I can't remember his last name. The new Xavier. I met him, and he was from The Walking Dead, and he was cool. He whispered in my ear as Charles Xavier because he couldn't, do it out loud because Xavier hadn't came back yet. So he whispered in my ear, and when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "Ross!" I said, "I can't wait! I can't wait to meet him again." Oh, he's supposed to be at Dragon Con.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, just so you like the cast. Let's talk about like the cast of 97. So, like I said, I know Jennifer Hale. So Jennifer Hale is amazing. I love her. Like she's one of my role models. Kevin Sidney is played by JP Karliak, and he runs a voiceover organization called QueerVox, which is amazing. I'm a member of it. So I've had a lot of interaction with him. I talked to him a lot. And he's extraordinary in this role. So it's crazy because I remember when X-Men originally came out, I was just getting into voiceovers. So I didn't really know anybody. So I didn't know any other actors. And so now when it came out, I'm like, I know you and I know you and I can work with you. So it's like it's very cool to be able to support other actors and then see that. So, but my Lord, the storyline for 97.
Oh
I don't want to talk about like spoilers in case somebody watches this video later or somebody in here right now hasn't seen it.
Well, don't look at my reviews because they're spoiler heavy.
Well, no, I could do a spoiler review on it. I do plan on doing reviews again. They'll be live stream for now. Mama doesn't have time to edit. I'm sorry, I don't. I'm trying to get my life back on track. But I will do reviews through live streaming. So if you guys are cool with that, that's not a problem. But like literally, there's an episode that stands out in my mind right now that is very Gambit, Rogue, and Magneto heavy. And you know what I'm talking about? That I'm just like, oh, they went there. Yeah, they went there. They went there on many levels.
I cried.
Many levels.
No, I cried through that whole episode.
Oh, I did too.
I was like the very ending of that. Oh my gosh. And then,
but it was beautiful, though. It was beautiful. How they did it was beautiful.
Let me tell you.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Let me tell you what they did with Rogue. I was so impressed because in the 90s, you knew she was strong. You knew she was powerful, but you didn't see it. All you saw her was just doing punches and picking up heavy objects and, carrying buildings and stuff. But you really never seen her that, you never really seen it. In this, in that particular scene, it seemed like she went Super Saiyan 3.
It did. Yeah. And you
And
know what?
I was
I
just
was
like,
here for it.
I was like, and then Lenore voice just like, I was like, oh my God. It made
Okay,
me
so guys, if you want us to do a X-Men 97 review together, let me know, because I know Kenny loves X-Men like I do. We grew up
yes,
reading the comics, so we will talk
yes.
about some X-Men 97. I've
Oh,
watched the entire season.
I
I'm
did
here
too,
for
but
it. I
I do
will do
have to
that.
ask you, I do have to ask you about episode 9.
Okay, ask me when we're over. I don't want to spoil anything, so we
No,
will
no, no,
talk
no.
about episode 9.
We can do it without spoiling. But
Okay.
the final part, what did you think about it?
Oh, I'm like, where's episode 10? I'm like, I'm not waiting for another season. You give me that right effing now. Right now.
But I just don't believe they did that. I just can't believe they did that.
Oh, I can. I mean, look
No,
at
I
everything
mean,
they did throughout the entire season.
well, no,
They
I
were
mean,
not. Look, that
when
writers
I
room,
saw
Kenny,
it,
they were like, we're doing what we want to do. We are not holding hands. We're not trying to
Bo,
be friends.
Bo
We are in
DeMaio,
it to win it.
yeah, Bo DeMaio said they was going, and he was on Twitter just telling everybody, do your homework. And when I saw when episode 9 came, before I watched it, he was putting out, do your homework. He put out the exact comics you needed to read in order to follow along what was going on.
Well, they're taking a lot from Age of Apocalypse. So, like, a
Well,
lot from
that
that
was
storyline.
episode 10, but I'm going to tell
But
you, episode 9, I mean, if y'all haven't seen it and y'all haven't read X-Men 25, then y'all really won't know what's going on. I'm
yeah,
just saying.
I knew it was happening. So, but
I mean,
and we,
but
like
when
I
I
said,
saw it, I said, oh, they went there. I said,
but I mean,
oh.
seriously, they went a lot of places I didn't think they were going to go, and then they expanded on things I didn't think they were going to expand on, like Rogue's connection to Magneto.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't have the Savage Land reference, but I mean, come on, we knew what was happening in the valley.
In her dream sequence, they did.
We did, but I mean, we didn't actually have the whole you know what I'm saying.
thing. Yeah,
but yeah,
and I didn't realize that Storm had lost her powers, and they.
Well, to be clear, she has lost her powers multiple times in the comics. Like multiple times in the comics.
Why are you picking on the black woman? The most powerful one of them all.
Because they needed the power. Look, you live in a country where women don't even have control over their own damn bodies. Why do you think that she's safe? Come on now.
I know, right?
She's not safe. She's not safe. And look, how many people, like, if you want to talk about somebody who has been trashed, to me, it will always be Betsy Braddock because they have taken her eyeballs out. I mean, you name it, they've done it to Psylocke. Well, technically Psylocke.
She is so fucked up. I love Psylocke. I love Psylocke.
I love Quanon Psylocke. I love Revenge. I didn't really care for Betsy Braddock that much. But I always loved
Quanon. Yeah, Quanon.
Quanon's my girl. I'm cool with her. But no, Betsy has always been a Mary Sue. She's always had issues. So it's a thing.
But see, after Quanon died and Betsy kept that body. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, I love, and when I first heard her speak, and I was like, why does she sound British? And then when I had to look up
she was British.
But see, at the point in time when I saw her, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I had to look up the backstory, and I was like, oh.
Well, I did. Look, you didn't have to do all that, baby. You could have gone to Approach the Nerd.
No. I read the comics. No, this was when I was like 12 years old.
Okay, but if you want to know about Psylocke's story, I did an entire spotlight video on Psylocke, including her origin story and how effed up her dad was and all of that stuff.
Now, I don't know about all her dad stuff, so I need to
You need to go watch my Psylocke video so you can be educated.
But let me tell you, I did educate myself when I was 12 years old when I saw, I think I was 15 at the time when I did get to see her full origin of how her body got swapped. And her, which
was so messed up.
It was
so messed up.
It was so because Mojo thought if he take Betsy Braddock and put Quanon in her body, and maybe she would have all of Betsy's abilities, her telekinesis, her psychic blades.
Yeah, because at that point, Quanon was a low level empath at that point. Yeah, but she was an assassin. Yeah, I know.
But what he didn't realize was that all of Betsy's abilities transfer into Quanon's body.
Yeah.
And, with Betsy's mind, and Quanon got put in her body and got put in Betsy's body with no kind of powers at all.
Well, no, she had some. She
Well,
was
she
able to
had
conjure
some.
empathic ability, but I will tell you this: it didn't matter because one of them ended up with the legacy virus. So
And we know
the
which one that
mutant
was.
AIDS, it just the whole thing was messed up. Like all of it was
It
messed up.
was.
So
And her life was tragic.
yep.
And then she was
So
twin to Captain Britain. So when she
yep.
go, I'm just like, now when you go home,
Now that's where you need to watch that video because I talk about that a lot. I talk about how the comic started, but also why Captain Britain came to be in the first place, and that is completely effed up too. Jamie Braddock, their brother, who pretty much is a mega level mutant, his storyline is also effed up. So all of the kids, the twins and the older brother, are all effed up because of their dad. So it's a thing. So yeah, you definitely do need to
I
look.
didn't know
I'm giving you homework, Kenny.
You need to link that video. So
I will
can
link it
find
to you so you can watch it and enjoy my breakdown for you, so you don't have to go back and read all the comics.
Well, you ain't got. I'm gonna tell you don't have to tell me about Rogue Story because you know
I know every iteration of Rogue too because you are a Rogue and Gambit lover.
I love me some Rogue, and you already know I know her story back in and back out. So
yep.
Look, I just hated what the story they did with her and Fox X-Men. I just hated it.
Yeah, it's like I said, the problem that I've always had is, and this is why there are multiverses to begin with. Multiverses were not created, I believe, for money to make it interesting. It was a way of giving a back door to artists who F up and writers who F up in a storyline. They're like, you didn't like this run? Oh, well, that's another Earth. It's fine. Let's go back over here.
Well, you know, in the movie, Deadpool was just, breaking the fourth wall through the whole entire.
Oh, he breaks the fourth. That's his whole stick. He breaks the fourth wall anyway.
I love it.
But yeah, we definitely need to. Hi, Jake. How are you? We are definitely gonna have to do a review video about. I'm gonna bring Joe on. So it'll be me, you, and Joe's Geek Show. We'll all get together and do a Deadpool and Wolverine review. It'll be really funny.
Yes, we must because I love it.
I love that. I was in there like, guys. Best MCU movie ever. The fact that I went to a movie theater wearing my mask. I went to the movie because I don't know where the drive-in is here. I can't find. I mean, there probably is one, but Texas is a lot bigger. I haven't found it yet.
Yes,
so I found a Cinemark, and I'm like, they're playing it. So I went when it was less crowded, so there weren't as many people because it was during work day, like work shifts. But me and River and my friend, I took my brother and my daughter. We all went to see Deadpool and Wolverine. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. Me and River just went. We went to go see Twisters together with them. And then we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine together. And I was like, I'm not leaving this theater. Let's watch it again. Like, it's so good.
It was good.
Ryan Reynolds is effing brilliant as Deadpool. And not only is he brilliant as Deadpool, Kenny, he's a brilliant conceptualizer, meaning he comes up with all these scenarios that he wants to do. And he actually pulls it off. And that is really effing hard to do.
Let me just say.
So
that line that he did when he was when the Taylor was doing.
No, you are not allowed to spoil anything, Kenny. No. No.
I just want to say the line. That's all I want to say.
You are not saying, what if nobody has heard the magical line and you spoil the magical line? I said no.
That was...
Look, I love you, but I have the power to mute you.
I don't want to be muted.
You
always mute me, so what's the point? You always
I have been very good, and I have not muted you in any of these.
No, not this
minutes
time.
And 27 seconds.
This time. Other time.
Look, baby steps. Anyway, well, let's further talk about, since we're talking about MCU, what do you think about them bringing back Daredevil? Like having a brand new Daredevil series that's coming out with the cast from the Daredevil Netflix series.
What's funny is there was another magical line that was in Deadpool and Wolverine that I cannot say so funny compared to this. I wasn't a Daredevil fan, so
I actually really enjoyed the Netflix series. I was really upset when the Defenders got canceled. All the shows got canceled. I was not a big Iron Fist fan because he bored the hell out of me. I'm sorry, he was very boring. He was boring. I mean, he just bored me. No hate on the actor. He was boring. And then they kind of messed all of the origin up because he was actually the one that was with Mercedes, and then Colleen was actually like, Colleen won't win anybody. Not that I
serious.
remember. They were like her and Misty Knight. I said Mercedes. I meant Misty Knight. I'm losing my damn mind. Misty Knight and her were like partners, like vigilante type
Right.
partners. And that's after Misty had that problem with her arm and left the force. But like there's no universe where she got it on with Danny. Like Colleen never had sex with Danny. That was him and Misty, and then they were best friends with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and then with Luke and
I need to go back and watch Luke Cage because I only
yeah,
saw the first episode.
you need to watch it. Although I was not happy with how the second season ended, but Luke and Jessica had a baby named Daniela, and then Misty and Danny were the godparents. So like they're all connected that way. So like it was just really weird to not have them connected in the right way. So, because these are like established couples, it would be like somebody saying, "So, okay, so we got Elektra, but we think you should be banging Mary Jane Watson." Why? Because we just thought that was a good idea. No, stop doing that shit.
I can't. This is too. I can't.
Just stop. But anyway, so Daredevil Born Again is the name of the show that they've been filming, and they have Charlie Cox. Everybody's back. They got Foggy. They got I want to, they have to have Kingpin because Kingpin's already been in Echo and a bunch of other different shows.
Now, okay, wait.
He's
so
definitely
are they
back.
Because we know Michael Duncan has passed away, so he was doing Kingpin. Why did they switch Kingpin from being white to black? I never understood that.
Well, in every variation they do that. They've had a black Lex Luthor. Remember, they do that.
No, because when I was watching Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man, they never had him in the movie. They never had him in the movie. So with I'm gonna break it down for you, okay? Because they can. So like the last, I'm not upset with it. It's just
so you know how Man of Steel had Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White, and now we have another black Perry White in the new movie with James Gunn, the new Superman movie. So I mean, it's just what it is. But I will say that in the comics, they've done the same thing. I've actually seen universes where, like Nick Cage, Lord.
You mean Nick Fury?
I just had to hit myself in the face. I'm doing it mentally. So where Nick Fury was white and then he was black.
That's what I was about to say.
They do that all the time.
I do know the order. I do know why they made him black, and not only made him black, they used Samuel L. Jackson, because Samuel L. Jackson, he explained it. I think it was on Jennifer Hudson one year. I think it was last year. And Nick Fury movie was coming out with, Secret Wars, or it was a Secret Invasion. I think it's Secret Invasion.
It's secret. Well, I don't claim it as any of that because I didn't like it very much. It was okay, but it wasn't good. It was not Secret Invasion.
Yeah, he actually gave the backstory of how he became Nick Fury, because one of the writers,
hey,
one
Serenity.
of the creators,
just had to say, "Hey, Serenity."
Oh,
I just saw Bob on. I'm like, "Hey."
Yeah, everybody's coming to see us. So. But
I always see Kevin because Kevin is he follows me on Twitter, so he's always like liking all my posts when I'm
Wait, I'm gonna say, I thought, is he in here?
I don't think Kevin's in here, no, but he definitely, like, every time I post, like, the reason I tell people to follow me on Twitter is because I post a lot of updates about stuff I'm doing and whatever on my Twitter account, even though I don't like Twitter. I feel like it's a lot of haterade, but unfortunately I have to network. As a voice actor, you have to use Twitter, unfortunately. Or I'm sorry, it's X now, and not a cool X, just X. But he follows me a lot. So he's like, everything that I told you guys like at the beginning of this stream about what's happening up to me, he's already known this for months because I've already posted about it. So yeah. So if you guys want to know what I'm doing, I use my full name. Maria Amelia Park is my Twitter name. Follow me on Twitter.
I guess I'm gonna have to follow her on Twitter.
Wow,
I follow her everywhere else.
You're getting the penguin judgment right now. I will link you guys because I am not good with remembering URLs. It's called age. But yeah, you have been judged, sir. I am judging you. Because why? Why are you being this way, man? Why?
What you mean?
Don't follow me on Twitter. How dare you?
And look, I don't use Twitter like that.
It's all right.
Okay.
I didn't want to do it either, but I don't have a choice now.
But
All right, here
now
it is.
that I
I'm
know
putting
you
it in
over
now.
there, I'm going to follow you. Well, I knew you was over there, but I was just
Follow
gonna say,
me.
I
Well,
was
shut up. Just be quiet. But I will never pay. So I have like a small following. I have like 460 something followers, but like I will never pay to have a check mark. That's never gonna happen. I'm not doing
oh
that.
wait, I am following you. I've been following you forever.
Oh well, then never mind. You're forgiven. But you're kind of not because you forgot that you were following me, and that's pretty
I
sad.
did, and I'm not
Like,
apologizing.
but no, we're gonna get back to this whole Daredevil thing. I am very impressed that they're doing this. I knew there was a chance because they had Charlie in the Spider. He did a cameo in the Spider-Man movie, the last Spider-Man movie, and then he also did it in She-Hulk's series. So that to me is amazing because then that means that he was in my mind. I'm like, he's totally gonna get his own shit, And then guess what? Guess what?
But see,
He did.
Daredevil is not a mutant though.
So a lot of vigilantes in the and see that's
Well,
the
we
thing.
got
I
Batman,
always felt like DC had more of the superheroes, and then Marvel has more of the vigilantes, with the exception of teams like X-Men, X-Force, Excalibur, etc. The Hellfire Club. So they like all all the mutants are all in one little, they're all in one like Alpha Flight. I'm just gonna start throwing stuff out. But
well, no, well, I'm still laughing at the Hellfire Club. Oh my
because
god,
but they're all mutants. They're just very rich mutants. So
it was rich.
just saying. But yeah, like I love the fact that we are now getting him. I think it's hilarious that Daredevil had sex with an MCU character. I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen the show that I'm talking about. And so I'm just not gonna spoil it, but that's canon now. Well, no, I will tell you. The reason that I like that is because people don't realize that Daredevil's a little bit of a hoe.
Well, we already knew that because he tried to bump Elektra back in the.
But they're more canon. They've been. She was. So Elektra is to Daredevil what Selena Kyle is to Batman. So that makes perfect sense.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's like you start to see that he's a little freeing of himself. So I like it. So, but also gives me hope that if we're bringing him back, we may get Jessica Jones, or the hell, they might have even announced it. I need to look. I'm still playing catch up, but getting Jessica Jones back would be great. Getting another Luke Cage, getting a season 3 of Luke Cage to fix that damn ending of season 2, because that does not fly with me. What they did to Luke Cage was criminal.
And how long has it been off?
Since before. Wasn't it before the Avengers? Hold on, no, after the Avengers, because they were referencing the Avengers.
Is it on Netflix?
When did it? Hold on, let me
see. Is
it
on Netflix or Hulu?
It was on Netflix. They are all Netflix shows.
Okay. So I'll check it out.
Let me see. Luke Cage canceled.
My sister, I'm still in her Netflix, so I'll just check it out.
Let's see.
But while Maria is looking for that, let me finish up the way Samuel L. Jackson became Nick Fury. He told us one of the creators of Nick Fury was a fan of Samuel L. Jackson and wanted to be and he approached Samuel L. Jackson to see if he could use his likeness and and for him to become Nick Fury. He said, hell yeah, why not? And he's been getting paid for it ever since. So I was like, I would too.
They were canceled in 2019, just to throw that out there. So beginning of COVID, which is kind of messed up.
And they never came back.
Never came back. But again, Charlie Cox has revived his Daredevil character. So Matt Murdock is in the MCU, which they should be. And can I say something? I gotta say this, okay? So how are you gonna tell me that certain agents are not valid in the MCU, but yet the Netflix are canon in that earth, when they have references of, Coulson and all the others? I don't understand how they are not canon. But you know what? That's a Kevin Feige question. I will ask him if I ever meet him. Like, what's your problem? I understand your problem.
You know what? I still have a problem with Fox canceling what was it? The Gifted Oh my God, that was.
Oh yes, I love that. That was the only show I've ever seen a live action Polaris. I was very excited with that
Yes,
show.
and
Such a good show.
and what was funny, they would never say who her father was because we all know who her father was. They would be like,
Yep.
"Oh, you're just like your father." Oh no, I'm not.
Well, okay, so we got a bigger problem though.
What's that?
So Polaris will never meet Wanda unless it's a flashback because they've established that Scarlet Witch is dead in the MCU.
Wait, didn't that? What are we? Is that in the comics?
No, it's in the MCU movie. In the movies canon, they're saying that Scarlet Witch is dead. They made that announcement after the last Doctor Strange movie. So if she's officially dead, then we'll never have a connection to Magneto. If they ever do bring another version of Quicksilver, even though they did have the actor, in WandaVision, if they ever actually decide to bring Quicksilver in, he won't have his twin, and she'll never meet her older sister, and they'll never have those crazy ass fights they used to have in the comics.
But that's what I'm gonna say. Like, it makes no okay. In the comics, we know they made Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch look, incestuous. We see that, but even in what was that? When did Quicksilver come in? Days of Future Past. They didn't even acknowledge that him and Wanda was brother and sister. And
are you talking about the Days of Future Past movies by Bryan Singer's touch? They do not exist. Okay, they don't.
I know, because what we found out, his ass said, "I don't want to know nothing about we're not doing any canon. Well, I don't want to know about backstories and nothing. We're just gonna
how many years have I told you this? That he had a pegboard with pictures pegged to them, and he just took the little darts and he just started throwing them at different people and put that person in and that person. What's their names again? He doesn't know anything. Nothing. He knew nothing about X-Men.
And no, people kept
saying, care.
This was the best movie. Now, I said it because I just wanted to see a great X-Men movie. But when
you did it because you were a diehard X-Men fan and you were so happy to have a live action iteration of your favorite thing.
When I go back and watch it and I look at it, I'm like,
it doesn't stand up. It doesn't stand up. And the reason it doesn't is because you can tell when somebody is just doing it for the money and doing it for the love of the actual content.
And this is what we found out too, Maria. I don't know if you found this out. The reason why they're wearing black spandex, do you know about that? Is because Bryan Singer said, "Oh, Matrix did it. Matrix made money off of the black spandex. Gosh. So why can't we?"
So what he really meant was, I don't want to look at any designs from the comic book that's adjusted for live action because I'm too lazy to actually do any research. Just saying. Oh, and I also effed up the Superman universe too, because I'm going to stop it at Marvel. I'm going to F up DC too. Yay! Superman Returns. So
I would have wrote the full damn script myself.
Seriously, I am a big fan, obviously, of Brandon, who played Superman, but I am not a fan of Bryan Singer's adaptation of Superman Returns. Because he just can't.
Also, he's the one that fucked it up, because how the fuck is Superman gonna come and lift a whole fucking island
with kryptonite embedded and actually being stabbed with kryptonite? And that's not the bigger problem. The bigger problem is, how was Lois Lane pregnant with a Kryptonian baby or half Kryptonian baby when they had sex? Because this is based off of Superman 2. I don't know if it was a Donner cut or what, but Superman 2, remember at the end, he got in a machine, took all of his Kryptonian DNA away and became completely human, which is why when he went to the bar and he got punched, it was the first time he felt pain and he was bleeding. And then he went and got it on with Lois Lane as a human. Hold on, let me say it again. As a Human. And then at the end, when he was fighting Zod and all the other, generals that came to kill him, he got into a machine and tricked them to be on the outside, and he rigged it so, instead of him taking his powers away again, he was really taking theirs, but he got his DNA back and all that crap. That's when he got his, his powers, and he was Superman again. And then he decided he couldn't be with Lois, and so he kind of erased their relationship and the fact that they got it on from her mind, which, again, that's problematic, because I woke up pregnant and don't know how that happened because it was erased from me. So
That
now
is so
they're pulling
funny.
the Captain Marvel where I have a whole damn ass baby and have no idea where it came from. Yeah.
Look, nobody should ever lay him back towards the script at all. And you know what?
I don't like Bryan Singer.
I literally wanted. I don't know what the hell. I had a brain fart moment or a nervous breakdown when I actually had an agent and I told them I wanted him to read my script. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
You weren't. You were trying to get your script read. See, I don't blame you for that. It took a long time for me to realize that he was, kind of a turd director. I don't know him as a person. I don't care about him as a person. I care
But
about
when
the
you make some
content.
monstrosity like that shit, I don't even want to know you.
Yeah, that.
But you know
And
what?
I'm a Jules Verne fan, and I said that I'm always upset that he's doing 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I'm like, please stop taking my childhood away from me because you're effing it up.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. The only movie that actually was good at what he created from X-Men, and I'm not gonna even say it was outstanding, but it was good, was Dark Phoenix. And
I disagree.
The only reason why I'm saying that is even though he fucked it up with Jean when in X-Men 2, talking about the Phoenix was like an alter ego, it wasn't a sentient being. But when they did put it, when it did come to them putting the sentient being in Dark Phoenix, it kind of almost worked. But what I hated was, and that's why I said it was good, but not outstanding, but good. And when I mean good, it was a rating 3 good. And that was a rating.
You say the Ring 3 good?
That's a rating from.
Is that your standard? The Ring 3.
That's my standard.
Gotcha.
Hell, if you want, I'll take it down to 2.
I mean, 1.5 is fine too. You don't want to do that. Just so you know, the director of Dark Phoenix was Simon Kinberg. It was not Bryan Singer.
Wasn't, okay.
So that's probably why you liked it a little bit more, because he didn't direct it.
But see, the problem that I had with it, they skipped over on Phoenix being good and then switching to evil. That's the part and then they killed Mystique.
Well, remember, Phoenix is an entity, so it didn't really have a neutrality. It was neutral. It didn't have evil or good. It didn't know what that even was. So that makes sense.
She took over Jean's body. That was
painful. Well, when she started witnessing, when the entity started witnessing things, that's when it started turning. But and that would be anybody, any alien that comes to this planet would be like, what the hell is happening over here?
Was the thing when she was in Jean's body, like, these emotions, I'd never experienced stuff like this before. And she couldn't distinguish. And whenever Jean got she felt that power of anger, that's when she turned into the Dark Phoenix. And when I said, damn.
Yeah, it's better than the certain Singer's version where it was a split personality. Don't get me started on this train. We don't need to go on this train. I need to keep my blood pressure down.
Right.
I'm looking at the comments, but let me say something, because I promised I was going to do this. I was going to say what I thought about Cosmic Fury, the Netflix season.
And when you explain that, I do want to ask you about Rocky and Adam.
As a couple? I mean, what's happening? Am I missing something? What?
Well, I have mixed emotions about it.
Okay, hold on. Well, I'm going to get back to it, because is this something that happened in Boom Comics? Because I'm behind. Yes. Okay, hold on. We'll get back to that in a minute. Okay, so let me rewind. So Cosmic Fury. Yes, I'm here for it. I love the fact that we got Cosmic Fury. To me, is what a live action Gokaiger Sentai series should have been. Yep. That's where they should have gone with Gokaiger. Hopping planets, hopping timelines. That stuff would have been cool. I would subscribe to that. I loved everything they did with that, with Cosmic Fury. But I love the tie-ins, the cameos. But I mean, think about it. They had better usage of cameos in Cosmic Fury than they did it with Megaforce, which was all about the fucking cameos. Excuse my French, I said it. But I'm like, why couldn't they have done that? We have the Morphin Masters.
Go ahead, baby.
Well, I was gonna say we have the Morphing Masters. We have a character who becomes a Morphing Master. We have, Amelia becoming the Red Ranger. The only thing that I have a problem with is her and Ollie. it's not her and Ollie as a whole because they're a couple. It's just I don't know. Even though I was reviewing the show, they don't have a lot of chemistry together. So when their relationship, it's cute. And even when he turned evil, there wasn't high stakes for me to get Ollie back. I was just like,
I just liked it. I liked it, but what I hate,
no, it's not bad. It's just not memorable like some of the other characters.
And this is another thing that I hated. I hated that they used the Cute Rangers Megazord, and they didn't do shit with it. And it did not even fit the theme. It did not fit the theme.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of that, hold on. Speaking of that,
he's traveling. He's traveling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this is the original from Cute Ranger.
Very cool. I have one of the morphers.
You know what? I got to get one of the morphers. I
have that one. I have Tokagers one. They have Magi Rangers. I have their morphers and their staff with all their crystals. I have Gokaigers morphers, and then I have 7 of their their action figures. And then I collect Super Sentai stuff. I have a bunch of Kamen Rider stuff, so that's just what I do.
I'm gonna tell
you, which is why I'm still crying about my Hurricane Blue.
And let me tell you, I agree with you, and I'm 100% with you on that. Now, if you saw Hasbro's, it don't look. You see how
okay, so I'm kind of under the impression from what I've been hearing lately that Hasbro is not the lover of Power Rangers that we thought they were, and it was all a portfolio ploy to build it up because they have no desire to continue. I mean, they canceled the, basically rebooting of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. Like all the projects they had are now in the cosmos. Now, I have not looked again. This is the first year I have not looked at like anything from Comic-Con, DC3 or anything. I have not, because I've been so busy that I have not had a chance to follow all of the trends. So I have been able to find small things out, like, Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the MCU was Dr. Doom. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But I have not had a chance to do any of the other stuff. But I did watch all of Cosmic Fury, like the entire thing in its entirety.
I did too.
And I really enjoyed it. There wasn't really, the only thing that I wanted to say is have some balls. You're on Netflix. Fern, kiss your woman. Izzy and Fern should have kissed. Yeah, they had the most development. Izzy was like, my girlfriend is going to be a Power Ranger. No, I have to protect her. And then I was like, no, she's kind of a Power Ranger. I'm like, but she's still my babe. She's my boo. And they went to this whole love thing, but they couldn't kiss each other. So, but to be fair, Power Rangers. No, they did. They do like little kisses on the cheek and stuff. But I mean, come on. They went to prom together, Kenny. We know they were doing more than kissing cheeks at prom. Come on, now.
Wait, I'm trying to remember. I thought I actually saw them. Was it in Dino Fury? Being
no, even in not Dino Fury.
I mean, what was it? Because didn't Dino Fury take over? Cosmic Fury took out the Dino Fury, right?
No, you're right. I was just messing with you. I just sitting here staring at you.
I know I ain't crazy now. I know I
was waiting for you to say. You mean? I was waiting for you to be like, "Oh, Dino Charge." I'm like,
Well, I know my Dino Charge. Now I've been Brendan Mejia. That man is cool as hell. I like him.
He is. He just had a baby with his wife.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I have to tell y'all the story about how me and him became. Well, we're not tight, but we're good. And
you tell me that. You have to tell me that. But just to clarify what you're asking, when Izzy was going to go away to that sports school, whatever, college, whatever, with Fern, no, she kissed her on the cheek. They did not kiss on the lips. They have never kissed on the lips.
Okay.
So, because they're cowards, the production staff, the writers, the producer are cowards.
You're stupid.
Cowards. So yes, that's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that. You may have given us an insight to it, and I mean, I am grateful. Now, to be fair, though, Izzy is not the first LGBTQ plus basically canon Power Ranger. That would be Trini in the movie that came out in, what was it, 2018?
2018.
Something like that. 2018,
No,
2014,
2017.
2017. Yeah. The one that had,
But I hated that too because
well, then they had Jason. They had Kimberly and Tommy did their cameos in that one.
Right. I hated that one too because it's like, see, the thing is, I love the inclusion, and I love how you're trying to bring.
Like Billy was black in this one,
right?
Trini was, I believe, She was
Hispanic. Now the original Trini was Hispanic. She was.
She was very butch in the pilot. Yeah, and then they got to a turn.
And she asked for more money before the peace conference. They whacked her. So that's when they brought in Tweet Train.
No, that was before the peace conference. She was only in the pilot.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Before the peace conference, before we even knew about the peace conference, they shipped.
Yeah, and then like the chick who played Jasmine, who I think is Indian, she was Kimberly. Okay, so just hear me out. I didn't hate the movie. I was upset with the movie because it took so damn long for them to be Power Rangers.
Everybody said that.
It just took too long. But I will say they made bold choices, killing a Ranger,
Yeah.
Because I mean, I always, you know for a fact when you're younger and you're looking at Power Rangers, you're like, oh, this is so cool, and their lives were totally in danger. And then later as an adult, you're looking at Power Ranger like, they literally could have killed all of these people very easily in episode 1.
This is the problem that I have. Okay. In that movie, it took them forever to morph. The suits were ugly. They didn't really, and this is the thing that I have with Power Rangers. What are their powers? We don't know what their powers are. The suits, we know the suits give them like super strength and agility and this ability to control.
Well, Zee Ranger didn't really have, like, if I recall correctly, they didn't really have their own powers either. They just had weapons and they were part of a tribe.
Now, if you watch Die Ranger, they had individual powers.
That's Die Ranger. Die Ranger's different. That's the Ninja series. No, I'm talking about Zee Ranger. Like, they didn't really have.
They didn't have powers. No.
They had. I mean, technically, Rita Repulsa was basically Satan, a female version of Satan. So I mean, it's a whole different dynamic. So like, and really, when the White Ranger came, he was the one that was badass, and they were all like, "Well, we've been fighting all this time, and we suck." Cool.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when because Jew Ranger, they killed off the Green Ranger. Burai, they killed him. So my thing is,
but they used to do that a lot. Now remember Live Man? Was it Live Man when they had the Yellow Ranger and then they killed her and then replaced her with it? No, it wasn't Live Man. Which one was it? Oh, was it Flash Man? It's been such a long time. Because one of my favorite older ones is 5-Man, because I always thought it was hysterical that these siblings became teachers, but they were raised by a fucking robot that their parents built. And I was like, this is awesome. Plus, I love the fact that the Yellow Ranger was doing all her own stunts. I think what was her name? Remy or something like that. She was just really good. And so I was very like, they had like the really quiet, sophisticated, very kind of in her shell Pink Ranger, and then you got the yellow one who was like literally she drunk alcohol the first time, was doing drunken kung fu. So it was hilarious. The show was hilarious. So I love 5-Man. It was very cute. Definitely aged. It's definitely it's back in like the early 80s, but I really, really like that show. But that because I like that, they had Flash Man, they had Live Man, they had all of these iterations that started to look like Mask Man and Flash Man always confused the heck out of my brain, even though I've seen both of these shows in an entirety. When I look back, I'm like, I'm getting this mixed up again because there's just too many shows.
Because they almost with the names, they're almost alike. But when you watch them, they're different because like Die Ranger was where the Thunderzords came from, and the White Ranger for Power Rangers, and nobody would be none the wiser if you
Kaku Ranger is the White Ranger. Die Ranger had a
Die Ranger. See, you Die Ranger.
Maybe I am. Hold on, let me make sure.
Die
I'm gonna go
Ranger,
look.
no, Kaku Ranger is the ninja, is where they get the thunder
Yeah,
sword.
it should be that.
The
I
ninja
thought
sword.
I thought Kaku Ranger was when they did the alien. No, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, the
It's the
Kaku
Pink
Rangers
Ranger.
is the Alien Rangers.
No, Die Ranger has the White Ranger, but they're. So when
That's
you're
where the
saying white,
thunder swords come
I'm
from.
thinking you're talking about the leader of the team that was female. That's Kaku Rangers. That's what I'm
That's
getting mixed up
Kaku
with.
Ranger. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
the Alien Rangers.
And
Yeah.
then Die Ranger, if I remember correctly, the Pink Ranger's name was Lynn, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yes,
she was
I
like
love that
Chinese.
show. I
She
love
was
it.
like half Chinese, half Japanese, and I was like the only one.
And she was the one
Yeah.
that found all the other Zords, and the only Zord you got was the Red Ranger Dragon. You know, the Dragon Zord. He was the only one that was there.
What I liked about their show too was if you ever watched Shinkenger, you know all of them were like descendants of samurai, and then you had Die Ranger who were descendants of ninjas, and so they're all like it's all like family based, like all of it's like you know somewhere in our ancestry they were kicking butt, and now we got to do it too, or like we're shaming the family, you know.
Right.
So it's like
what I
it's really
love
cool.
about that is, and that's what I loved about Super Sentai is because it actually made sense. You know, our family, descendants. There was one person from each, family tree from another family that gets these powers, and they have to do it, and they go out and fight. And with Power Rangers, everybody just get these power. Now they're taking every power coin. You can see in the background that I got Trini and Jason to switch bodies. Trini is the Red Ranger, and Jason is the Yellow Ranger, and I hate that. It's like, why? Why are we doing that?
Yeah, well, and remember, this is the thing about who was doing Power Rangers. So when Disney had the license, I will say they actually were closer to the original source material because Ninja Storm took so much plot wise from Hurricaneger. It is crazy. Like some of the stories were the same. They had the same premise. Yep. So that same premise. So they did a very good job with that. So and they're just series I can just kind of pinpoint and say, hey, this was exactly like this. This was exactly like this. Operation Overdrive was something that came out of the crack of Satan's butt. I don't know what happened with Operation Overdrive. I hated the song. I hated the plot.
That's the Antichrist of the whole Power Rangers series.
Well, no, Megaforce is. But Operation Overdrive was pretty bad. Was really pretty bad. Operation Overdrive, they made the mistake. Look, Saban had time to make mistakes where they made Zach the Black Ranger, Trini the Yellow Ranger, and they realized, oh, this is kind of
go ahead.
So
let me tell you about that.
Disney, when Disney got Bowcanger and adapted it to Operation Overdrive, Will was the Black Ranger. I'm like, oh no, no, why?
Keep going. I'm gonna keep going because I'm gonna talk to you about that.
But they took this like crazy adventure team that would go find the precious, like all these little objects, and they took it and they made it like they tried to keep some of that in, but they made like the Red Ranger be a robot and having issues with his dad. And I'm like, this is stupid. I'm like, this is taking away from the story. And you have to verbatim have the same story, but come on, guys. Right. That was dumb. So Operation Overdrive, I hated the song. I did like the morph.
Oh, I hated the song too.
I hated the song. But it is what it is. Did you have a comment about Operation Overdrive?
Yes, I do. Well, not just Operation Overdrive, because it did suck. And that was one of the ones I was so anticipated to wanted to watch, but
right? It was bad.
This is what I wanted to say about the Black Ranger, Yellow Ranger, and all. Now, I know everybody see the racist tropes in it. Now, Black Ranger being the Black Ranger, Yellow Ranger being the Asian one. But if you can put the Yellow Ranger, if Trini was any Asian, you could put him in any spot of being a Ranger. It's still racist, regardless. Because the show is Japanese. So anywhere you put the Asian is going to be racist.
Well, I did think it was funny that in Power Ranger Samurai, the only Asian character they had technically, unless Carlos, I thought Carlos was actually Hispanic.
Oh no.
So Erica Fong, I think her name was Mia. and she was Korean. Like, so a Korean would never be a samurai because that's completely different history.
And we know Japanese are the only samurais.
Yeah. Well, again, I never understood how Emily from the trailer park was a samurai with blonde hair and blue eyes. How was Jaden the head of it? How were the power symbols whole ass kanji in Japanese? They could have done a lot better. Like I told you my idea for this. I've said this in previous streams. If I was going to fix Power Ranger Samurai, I would have made all of their parents in some way or another aid an actual retainer or samurai ranger in the past. And because they saved them or did something that was notable and honorable, they passed it on when they were dying to that person. And that is how that person's lineage was included as a samurai. There was no different, like they didn't have any context. It's like we're all family full of samurais. I'm like, what? How?
And then what's funny was
just how.
Now see, this is the funny thing. Jaden's sister was the original Red Ranger, but he had to take over because wasn't she injured or something?
No, she had a stealing power. It's the same thing that happened in the Japanese version. So like, it wasn't his sister in the Japanese version, but she ended up adopting. Yeah, in the Japanese version, she ended up adopting him, and then he became her son. Which, even though they're like practically the same age, but like, yeah, don't try. It's gonna hurt your head. So, but in the American version, she was able to write symbols that could actually destroy their main like villain who just popped out of my head, but she was able to seal him, and it just didn't work in the show. So they ended up having to fight. And I kept thinking they could have been doing this the whole damn time, but you know what? That's fine. But they did try. I will say, in terms of adaptation, they really did try to stick to the original plot of Shinkenger, because a lot of the stories, the setup, everything was also very, very close, especially the pilot episode to the original series. One that kind of veered but still had similar characteristics was Lightspeed Rescue. I love Lightspeed. I did not mind Lightspeed. Now, if you watched Go-Go 5, which is what that show is based on, it was about 5 siblings, and those 5 siblings basically had a very rough life because their father went missing. And their mother went to go find the father, and they thought she had died in a plane crash going to find the dad. So the older brother, who becomes a Red Ranger later, ends up raising them. So this boy is raising 4 siblings by himself, which is crazy. And then ends up becoming a firefighter. So does a Blue Ranger. I think the Green Ranger was like a helicopter rescue pilot. The Yellow Ranger was a cop. And then the Pink Ranger was a paramedic. And so you had all of these rescue workers, but they were all siblings. But in the actual Lightspeed Rescue world, they kept that same trope, but what they did was they expanded on it. So whereas the father was living literally in a base linked to their damn house the entire time they were growing up, which is effed up, by the way. He owes child support. He owes child support to the son, not even the mama. But like, even though he was there, he had a whole base and was building all of this stuff for this impending doom that was coming to Earth. Well, the same thing was happening in Lightspeed Rescue, only it was more military, and it was still a base that was like under the water, away from everyone, which I thought was so effing cool to have an underwater base. And all of them were still rescue workers, except for the Yellow Ranger. Well, the Yellow Ranger wasn't a rescue worker. She was just a daredevil. And then the Green Ranger was still a pilot, but he wasn't a rescue pilot. Right. Actually, to be fair, though, hold on.
More of a stunt. He was more of a stunt guy.
Yeah, and then the Blue Ranger actually was.
He was
somebody he was somebody who trained.
He was a diver. That's what he was.
He was a diver, but he also didn't he train dolphins or something? Yes. Yeah. So I guess technically speaking, even though they have skills that can lead to being a first responder, they weren't. So really, the Red Ranger and the Pink Ranger were the true first responders in the group. And then they introduced an entire new character, which they could do because Go-Go 5 made a completely new character. It was a female who was a pilot who had she basically was her own self-proclaimed hero because remember, Go-Go 5 never had a 6th Ranger. They had a girl that wanted to be a Go-Go 5 and she just showed up. Kind of like Abba Ranger, if you ever watched that. Abba Ranger had the Blue Ranger ends up marrying the chickie, that the nerdy girl that's always with them, but she had like a whole outfit made, and they made her look like a furry when she was all pink, and she's like, I'm a Alba Ranger pink, which they made fun of in Gokaiger, which I thought was funny. But yeah, so that's the situation with them. So I will say that Go-Go 5 and Lightspeed Rescue had a very close connection because some of the main tropes were still there. They just weren't all siblings, and they just weren't all first responders. And so they did their own thing. But I liked it. It was a good show. Power Rangers in Space. Now, Power Rangers in Space.
I love Power Rangers in Space.
I did too. Now, Mega Ranger was a bunch of high school kids that somehow were able to skip school a lot and go fight. Whereas Power Rangers in Space were a bunch of high school kids that just literally left the planet, and their parents obviously didn't give a damn.
You know what? When I heard about Mega Ranger in Japanese, come to find out they go into the computer world.
Yeah, well, they go into the arcade world. They not always. They can fight normally too, but they can go into like arcade mode. Like the Blue Ranger had this thing where he has TV power, so he can actually put you in any like movie or whatever. So fight you.
Because the visor, their helmets up there, they show you what they, and I never knew that one until I hadn't even watched Mega Ranger yet, so I'm gonna have to go and watch that. But when I started seeing that, I was like, and you was right. These kids were in school, but they go into like a video game to fight. But the in Space Rangers, they left the whole freaking planet.
Yep, and they had a connection with their parents because there's an episode where Ashley was trying to find a birthday present for her dad, and she was on the phone with her mom. And then there's an episode where her grandmother comes, and I'm like, where was this concern when you guys were gone for months in outer effing space, and no one knew where the hell you were? Nobody cared. I was like, what? What is happening right now? So I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't even know what to say. I don't. I just kind of. At this point, I just kind of like shake and nod and pray about it because there's just a lot. I don't understand. I've always felt this way. I always felt like the Power Rangers.
It's inconsistent.
Their parents just didn't care about them, is what I thought. They just didn't care.
I mean, Kimberly, mom, went with her boyfriend over the damn parents and left her ass in the States. So I'm just saying.
That's true. That's probably why they picked these kids. They were like, we need a team of teenagers with attitudes, and also whose parents don't get an F about them.
Well, see, Justin's father, he was supposed to be like an orphan, but his dad always hopping around, from job to job, from state to state. So hell, his dad would never. He was technically an orphan until he became the Blue Ranger in Turbo.
Yeah. That is true. That is very true. I know. I don't know. I find the whole concept to be, as a parent, unbelievable because I know where my daughter is and she's almost 28. So you cannot tell me. I would love for Maya to be like, Mom, I'm totally in outer space right now, but I can't really tell you why. It's not like I'm a Power Ranger or anything, but it's all good, right? I'll call you.
That's not exactly like what she would say.
Yep. And then I would already be on the ship. And they're like, how? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just beating my kid's ass. So we gotta go. I don't understand that at all.
Like what she would say.
I do not understand. Now, guys, have you ever seen Super Freaking Parody Rangers? It was a Newgrounds show that came out a long time ago. Long time ago.
I hadn't heard of it.
I'm gonna post the link. It is a parody of Power Rangers. And I'm actually looking at it. So if you look at it, it's absolutely hilarious. I play the Yellow Ranger, and she's the Asian one, which is so ironic. Because I'm not Asian. But her name is Yellow Chicken. It's so stereotypical. Her name is Chan, but she's Yellow Chicken. Her powers is chicken. And then the girl who plays the Pink Ranger, who's a good friend of mine, Missouri, she actually is Asian. So I was like, what happened? I got picked for I had to do this horrible stereotypical voice that I would never do today in 2024, but it's old. It came out a long time ago. I think it's like 10 or 11 years old. So, might be more than that actually, but I linked it down there. It's a whole series. It is absolutely insane. The movie has a sex scene. I'm just letting you know. It's an implied sex scene between. I'm not going to say anything.
Well,
if you watch it, it's there.
We shouldn't be shocked because Every 6 selling these days, so might as well put 6 in something.
Yeah, let's just say cray. Like just cray. But yeah, so if you want to get a good parody, like it's definitely animated. It was done by a Newgrounds artist,
Also,
actually a voice actor.
So it's
Huh?
hentai. It's hentai.
There are elements of it and a few, well, especially in the movie, but no, it's actually a parody, and the stuff that they say is just so stupid. It's just
Look,
Alpha and Zordon are completely crazy. So
I'm gonna have to
if you want
find
to check
that.
it
That
out,
is hilarious.
I linked it in there. It's actually in the comment section. So the whole playlist is there.
I'm gonna have to get it now.
Yeah, but if you see the credit, you'll see me under Maria Vu. That was my pre-married name. So, yeah, so it's in there. Yeah.
So I definitely
do that. I can't do the voice Serenity because I will get in trouble. It's bad to do stereotypical Asian voices now. It's pretty bad. That's actually something I don't do because especially married to an Asian and having a half Asian kid now, when you're doing it, you don't think about the impact it's going to have later until you realize, especially when we're in the authenticity push, that you are making fun of how somebody is talking. And back then when it was a parody, you don't think about it on that level. So there are a lot of things I don't do anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I look back and I'm like, yeah, I would hate it if somebody, because not everybody who's black sounds black. Not everybody who's Hispanic has an accent and has to speak with an accent. It just Latina. You just don't have that. But yeah, these tropes always put those horrible stereotypes out. So
yeah,
I can't do that voice.
Sometimes because when
I have not heard that song, Serenity.
Because when I listen to some people, do black stereotypical black, voices, and and what's funny is some of the black people do talk like this,
but not all.
I know I don't. And when they do that, and I'm just like, I shouldn't feel offended, but I kind of do. And I'm like, I don't sound like this.
Yeah. It's problematic. It really is. And so I
get what you're saying, but I know people don't try to do it on purpose because it's supposed to be like a parody or something, and it's supposed to be like comedy. But I don't think anybody is just trying to make fun of the race that they're doing. But it does come off insensitive, so I do get that, and because I'd be like, I don't even sound like that, and that makes me feel offended, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's just not something I'm comfortable with doing anymore. I will do voices, but I just cannot. Now, if you want to hear all of my demos, then I will link my website to you. All of them are on there, so you can hear all of my demos on my website.
Should I subscribe to it?
You don't have to, because I don't have a way for you to do that. Like, it's just as an actor, you have to have a portfolio, and that includes a website. So that is my website in case anybody wants to.
I'm gonna save it. Oh, now quick question. Did I ever send you the my video I did with Nakia Burris?
No, please do, because I love Tanya. Okay, we're gonna get back to this BoomCon. I'm not done with this Rockin' Adam thing. Don't think it's gone.
I ain't finished either because I'm not finished either.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna come back to that. I just wanted to say I just saw an update. So John Cena has shared Peacemaker season 2's release date. What? I love Peacemaker. So let's see. They're saying it's going to be out some point in 2025. However, I declined to provide any further details. I'm hopeful it's saying next year. And that's about the only Peacemaker question I can answer. So I need that show to come back. I love Peacemaker. It is such a good show. So yeah, that's making me excited. I'm gonna say a couple of more things. I think it's really funny that everybody's pushing for Wesley Snipes to revive his Blade role because of Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine, because they're like, that's the only Blade that we're gonna accept. And I love him on Twitter. He's like, y'all crazy. I'm like, that's such a Wesley Snipes comment. But I mean, they could do it. They actually could have an aged Blade in an alternate universe, because that is a multiverse thing, and that is all Marvel. So even though they're like, the timelines are bullcrap, the timelines are still gonna be messed up. I don't want to hear that crap. But I do think that they could pull that off. So
take your messenger.
Yep, that would be interesting. And let's see, Channing Tatum said he would kill kittens to get a Gambit solo movie. Please don't say stuff like that, Channing Tatum. Not in an era where people watch kitten videos and cat videos. Don't say that. Oh my gosh. Apparently Halle Berry was supposed to have a cameo as Storm.
Oh, she said she was never asked.
Berry explained why she didn't make a cameo before the film's release. There had been speculation about her reprising her role. Let's see.
Yeah, she said she would, but she said she was never asked.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Did you check
They
your
never
message?
asked her. Wait, is it the one in here or the Facebook one?
The Facebook.
How dare you?
I said check your messenger. I didn't say check.
Oh, cool. Look, it's Nakia Burries talking to Kenny. That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I will check that out.
You must, I need your opinion on that. But if y'all want to see the full thing, go to my website because you can't see. I know.
I'm gonna see if I can bring some more voice actors onto my YouTube.
I would love that. I would love.
I brought like my friend Kevin Conley. I brought in. If you know Full Metal Alchemist, he was the voice of Fury. So I have an interview with him. Yeah, when I interview people, it doesn't get a lot of traction. They don't realize who these people are. I know it's because when you're a voice actor.
I know. I watched Full Metal Alchemist, and you said he voiced who?
He was Fury.
I've
been friends with him for years. I'm really, really, really good friends with Kyle Hebert. So I've done some stuff with him on the channel. He is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. He's Aizen in Bleach. He's Kiba in Naruto. He is the official voice of Ryu in Street Fighter. He's in a lot of stuff. Look, I was on the phone with him earlier today. So
I'm gonna say, if you was friends with Lenore Zan, I would be like,
thank you, Serenity. You're so sweet. And you'll remember that you follow me, unlike Kenny over here, who follows me and doesn't even remember that he follows me on Twitter.
Don't call me out.
Horrible. Calling you out. Big as crap. But no, like I want to see if I can get some more people from my voiceover life to do YouTube videos with, because I do know a lot of voice actors in this industry.
And I know I'm probably a fan of some of them because I'm
a fan probably.
Of yours. But you'll never say that. You'll never tell people I'm a fan of yours, but yet you'll call me out.
Because it's hard when you're friend. See, this is the thing you don't understand. There are actors in this world that are humble. There are actors in this world who are narcissistic. And then there's me, who was tired. I'm a tired actor. So
no, I know what your life is about. Trust me.
You're like, did you do blah, blah, blah? I'm like, listen to me. Like, listen to my words. I don't have it.
Your life is about. Trust
I don't have it. Don't ask me. I'm tired, damn it.
Me and Maria hadn't talked since last month until today because she left me a voice message and she was getting up out of bed, y'all. And I heard from her since then until today. And then
it's probably because I was walking to sleep the entire damn time. I woke up yet.
I'm going live without you. Goodbye. I was like, without me. But you asked me to go live, and I'm over here eating.
Look, listen to me, okay? You listen to my words, Kenny.
I'm listening because I feel so offended.
I have been doing really well, but not picking on you. But I am very happy that I'm going to say it. I am very happy that you consented to being on my stream with me today, because I know that the word consent is the number one word that you have the definition for and complete understanding for in your life.
Didn't we leave that in 2021? We left that back in 2021. I do not know what you're talking about.
No. We want to talk about the word consent today. Yeah. Consent is something Kenny doesn't understand.
Yeah. Did we leave that back in 2021? That's all I want to know.
There is no leaving anything. You need to learn
I'm quite sure when
the definition
of
consent.
My past get drugged back and slammed about.
I mean, anyway, back to my nerdiness, okay? Not talking about you anymore. So I am very excited about the new Alien movie. that's out right now. I want to see it. I want to see the new Alien movie. I don't know if I'm gonna get to because your girl, I think I told you this earlier, Kenny. I started talking about this at the beginning of the stream, but your girl right now is on COVID watch because I had to go to that voiceover convention
Yes.
on last Saturday. And I was there from 9 in the morning to 6 p.m. around lots of people. And I couldn't wear my mask all the time because we were performing. One of the people that we were performing with caught COVID at the convention.
Did you got
And I don't know
COVID?
at one point. No, I don't have any symptoms yet, so I'm waiting. This is day 5 for me. If I start having symptoms, or I might just do it probably on Monday because that'll be, to me over a week. So I might check just get a home test to see. But right now, me and River don't have any symptoms. Knock on wood, and I'm hoping it stays that way.
I'm gonna
So
have to send you.
You're gonna wear the mask in the actual video. I'm like, we're not even the same state. You're wearing a mask about me. Damn, that's sad.
Oh, I'm gonna get your address. I'll send it to you.
No, but I mean, the whole time that I had to be on mic, I was upset because the only time I've ever caught COVID was when my dad died, and I brought my brother in, and he had been out to a party. Yeah, they had brought him to a party because the people at my dad's house were stupid, and so he ended up getting COVID, and he brought it in, and all of us, our entire house got COVID in 24 hours. And I was so mad because we lived in a bubble and we managed for 3 years not to get COVID and then got it all in one day. I was so mad.
During that time is when I was calling, me and Maria was talking almost every other day. Yeah. And she just abruptly stopped.
Well, I mean, because obviously I hate you, so I can't talk to you all the time.
She always tells me she hates me.
The level of hate.
But see, this particular time, she forgot to tell me she hated me and I was blocked. But I called her and she didn't answer. But but y'all know we do Marco Polo, so we do video chats. So
I love how you're like, and I was blocked. I had never blocked you. No. But anyway, believe it or not, it takes a lot for me not to talk to you anymore. You have to do something very, very bad. And then I won't even fight with you. I just will go away. You won't see me ever again. And that's what happened. That's happened to many folk that.
But I knew I wasn't in danger. But I was just checking on them to see how they were. And she said, Kenny, we got caught.
But okay, in my defense, guys, I have a Google phone. I just literally hit my mic. I have a Google crappy phone. And you would think a Google phone would know how to do things. It does not. Google, who actually makes Gmail, this is their software, their servers, all this, everything is theirs. This phone has problems checking its own crap. It will not get. It has issues loading Gmail. It has issues using Google Drive. If it is a Google product, it has issues with YouTube, and Google owns YouTube. I don't understand. I should have known with how Google runs YouTube. Yeah, I said it, that their phone would be crap too. So I only got it because it was free. I got it because it was free. You know how us POCs are. $900 or free.
I would use it till the wheels fall off. But if it's crap, I'm gonna try to give you another one.
And it is. I'm not gonna lie, it is crap. It's crap. I was like, this is some high level BS right here. So, yeah, was not happy with it.
I understand. Do you like my Sword of Omens? You never said.
Yes, I love your Sword of Omens. But look, I don't have you maximized, so the background is kind of blurry for me right now. So you can't get mad at me because my old eyes can't see small print. Okay, or small stuff in the background. Do you like my my strapless bra?
Well, I mean, I always like your strapless bra, but you know what? Since you moved to Texas, we have not had our rendezvous spots lately. I don't like that.
We got to meet in the bathroom. Okay, cool. Yes, Samsung Korean phone. That was my last phone. I had now my spouse, who is Korean American, as I like to always say, literally said something to me like a week ago and was like, what if we got some iPhones? I'm like, oh, blasphemy. I'm like, now I don't hate Apple products. I have a Mac that I'm on right now. I use a Mac because of the M chips that they have, the M1 and M2 chips. But I mean, the reason I use it is because if you have an M1 chip, you don't have to use a fan on your computer. So when I'm recording, I don't have a clunk, clunk, clunk in my background. Right. But I don't love everything. Like I have an iPad. My iPad is always in here. And you can see I got Legend of Korra stickers on here.
Oh,
Yes, I
she's so
do.
cute.
Yeah, but like I got the whole little team at the bottom because I'm like 5 years old. I also have knockoff stuff in here too.
I got a story to tell you about.
Somebody handmade this. I think it's cute for being handmade.
Yes,
obviously it doesn't look completely like him, but it's made Baby Yoda. I have a lot of stuffed animals because it gets really lonely when you have to sit in here for hours doing work.
I know. You see what my babies are. But let me tell you about the iPhone story with Carlos. He goes home to Mexico, and you know he got him and I got a Samsung.
Carlos is his husband, in case you're wondering who Carlos is.
And he goes back home, and his nieces and nephews are like, "Uncle, why don't you have an iPhone?" He was like, "Because I don't have one." So everybody in his family got one, right? So he comes home, I want an iPhone. What do you want an iPhone for? Because my family asked me why I don't have one. What your family asks, I'm like, do you not know that Apple is, Apple do have good products, but do you know how much those phones cost?
Oh, he can get an old one. He can get an old Gen 1 and it'll be pretty cheap. It doesn't have to be the newest one. Now, the problem with that he'll run into is that there won't be any updates to it. So,
thing, I mean, he hasn't updated his Gen 2 iPad in years.
Oh,
and still expect for it to work.
There you go. Yeah, I don't understand, but if my spouse wants it, my spouse wants it. I'm going to post this to you guys because now that Serenity was talking about the fact that and I am reading your comments, guys, that maybe Wanda will be basically reborn or basically resuscitated to life, or
the funny thing is,
she'll be retconned back into reality with Agatha, and this is the Agatha all along trailer.
So she gonna be retconned.
She can be retconned. She'd be like, "We're gonna recreate you into an actual mutant," because MCU didn't know anything. He couldn't do it at that point. So, I
got a gripe, and I want to say this to you. I got a gripe. I'm playing Marvel Strike Force, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know for Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch? Now we all know they're mutants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they have them up under Mystic? They're not Mystic.
Well, is it MCU? Are they based on the MCU or the comics? That's the question you got to ask.
That's the question. But here's the game, and let me pull them up.
This is why I play Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Oh no, I got my X-Men Legends back.
Well, did you? I've been playing Puzzle Quest since like 2014. So.
Hold on, I don't know if y'all. I'm trying to see if I can. I don't know if it's gonna be. Hold on, wait. There it goes. But I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna clear up.
They probably can see it if it's full screen. I can't because I have you very tiny.
I'm sending it to you so you can put it up on full screen. I just clipped it and you'll be able to see it. I'm going to send it to you through Messenger. Yeah. Because I want you to see, and when you see, you're gonna be like, why is she mystical when she's a mutant?
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, that makes no sense to me. How are they mystical and they're mutants? Were they mystical in the
problem is in the original one they were test tube babies. They were like made by the Red Skull as in a test tube. So
how if he did
like their power supposedly. Well, then they indicated that Wanda still had some weird stuff going on even before all that, when her parents had died, right before her parents, they had dropped the bomb on their house in Russia. So it's possible. Like that's the problem when you mess with canon stuff, is that
because we know
it's its own universe. Yeah, it's its own universe. And the biggest example of MCU I will always say, outside of the blasphemy that was what they did to Hawkeye's backstory, the Avengers movie, how you had all of these plot holes, especially where Thor was concerned, where Thor wasn't able to come back to Earth's realm because the bridge was destroyed. So he was separated from Jane and all that. But yeah, he still was able to come to the Avengers movie, no problem. Like, I'm here. I can't see my bitch, but I can come fight. I'm like, okay. I'm like, no explanation, just there. So
Man.
they are the MCU, and they're not the ones that hold the patent and copyright for plot holes, but they like to dig themselves into them a lot, and I don't know why. So continuity wise, it doesn't make any sense.
And that's
but
why
to me,
if you stick to canon material and source material, you won't have too many plot holes. Now, don't get me wrong, some source material, and I know I'll probably have a lot of plot holes in my damn story, but I can tell you if I do have plot holes, I can fill them in for you. But with this, they can't tell you what the hell they're doing.
Nope, they can't. They absolutely cannot. And so I'm just like, okay, I don't stress about it anymore. It used to drive me a little crazy because I was like,
the only reason why it drives me crazy is because of how they treated Rogue. Everybody else got the damn spotlight, but she was one of the main focuses of the X-Men team, and they made her a whiny little itch. And we know Rogue was never that.
Yeah, that is true. That
Rogue
is true.
You get up. I mean, and she took Gambit through. And what was funny, when Lenore, are you looking at the video? Oh yeah.
No, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if this new Superman trailer is real because it said.
I thought she was looking at my video. I was getting happy because I wanted to see what her impression of it was.
I mean, I can always look at your video.
You can, but don't show everybody. You can let everybody hear it, but don't show it.
Yeah, I don't think they have a trailer. They finished filming the Superman movie, a few weeks ago, I believe, or a month ago. But we haven't gotten a trailer that I've seen. But I've been looking. I'm like, is the new Superman one out? But I'm not seeing it. And I was looking at some of the pictures, like the screenshots from some of the scenes that they had and publicity photos, and it looks really good. So I don't know. I have high hopes. And I do understand people are upset about Henry Cavill not reprising the role because he did a good job. I mean, I actually thought he was okay as Superman, so I was not unhappy with him. Just because content and just because story wise, sometimes the writing can be a little flaky, does not mean that the actors are not good for the character. So I don't. For me, it's pretty sad that he didn't get to continue it because he made that his role. But now we have a whole new direction, and it's just interesting how many times we keep rebooting DC properties. Like Spider-Man's been rebooted multiple times. Batman has been rebooted multiple. So when you compare a Marvel movie to a DC movie, Spider-Man is basically what all of the DCU is becoming. So it's like we have Spider-Man continuously to have retellings and new actors, but that seems to be the only property that I'm seeing in the Marvel universe or MCU it's like that. I guess you could say Blade if you're thinking about the fact that they are redoing that to make it more modern. But everybody else has kept their stuff. Like Captain America's Captain America, Iron Man's Iron Man. So you have all the, their stories are safe. But like DC, it's like, I just made this movie for Superman, and now I'm gonna make a brand new Superman.
Yeah, look how many movies they had.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Well, we've had movie-wise, technically, because I can't call Linda Hamilton was TV, not Linda Hamilton. Lord. Linda Carter. Yeah, she was hot, by the way, but she was TV.
But she was the best Wonder Woman to me, if you ask.
I didn't mind Chicky. Why did her name just pop out of my damn head?
You talking about the new Wonder Woman?
Goodell?
I've never seen the new Wonder Woman, but Linda Carter.
You haven't seen. Wait a minute. You haven't seen the new Wonder Woman, and you're saying, boy, I told you. You are not allowed to say something is better until you have seen all of them.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I just thought Linda Carter was better.
But you have to for her to be better, she needs to be better than someone. And there hasn't been another movie version. Now I'm sure they've made a TV movie, but they haven't been a big screen movie that I know of live action Wonder Woman. So that is You know, Gal Gadot. Her name just popped in my head, Gal Gadot. So Gal Gadot is, I think, was a very good Wonder Woman. She was very good. And you got to give her some credit because in real life, she was actually, before she went to acting, she was a soldier in Israel.
Hold on, Serenity asked me, she said, who are you comparing her to? If you haven't
Thank you, Serenity. I told you.
Serenity,
I told you.
Calling me out. Don't
special.
Call me
You're so special. It's like this cheeseburger is the best cheeseburger I ever had, and I've only had this one, so it's amazing. I'm like, oh my god!
I wasn't comparing her to anybody. I'm just saying because Linda Carter is the only one I've seen.
Okay, I would have taken Linda Carter is my dream for Wonder Woman. She's my favorite, whatever. But even favorite's a little dicey. But when you say she's the best, you have to compare. There's a comparison that you're missing.
I mean, I wasn't trying to compare her to the new ones because, like I said, I haven't seen them.
Well, then you can. Then you should have just said I love Linda Carter.
I should have said she's my favorite. I just
yeah, there you go. She's your favorite. Now watch the Gal Gadot one and then tell me what you think. You have to watch that Wonder Woman now. You have to.
I was trying to ask you, is it on Netflix or Hulu?
It should be on Disney Plus. Don't they have? No, HBO Max. It'll be HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Well, actually, though, you know what? Now that you said that, though, Netflix has been playing a lot of HBO Max stuff and a lot of MCU stuff. I don't know what's going on with that, but let me see. Actually,
they've been stealing.
Let me spell.
They've been stealing.
I wonder who has it. Who has Wonder Woman?
Let me say this. They have the nerve to sit here and tell us about password and account sharing. But yet they will share everybody else's shit.
Yeah, look, they never said they were bright, okay? They never said they were bright. You're giving them way too much credit. Corporate is just corporate.
I'm calling their asses out. Like, y'all gonna tell us not to password share and all that, but yet y'all got the nerve to share everybody else's stuff.
This is true. This is very true. But to be fair, oh, hold on. What in the? Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
Tubi has Wonder Woman for free.
Well,
you can watch it on Tubi.
So I'm gonna have to be watching me.
So you can watch it on Tubi. And just so you know, Tubi also has Super Sentai on there too. They have all of Hurricane and a bunch of other shows.
So I've been watching.
So yeah, that to me. That's how I get my nerd stuff on. But I do have Disney Plus. I do have HBO Max too, and Netflix.
My friend Jason, he let me borrow his Disney Plus and his Crunchyroll.
I just have to hold on before you say that. Terrell just basically said what I just said with Tubi, and I just realized he was talking about that too. I should have read because reading is fundamental, and then I wouldn't have had to search all that stuff. But yeah. So a lot of he's right. A lot of the comic book DC and DCU stuff is now for free on Tubi. That tells me that so the Warner Brothers Discovery by HBO Max, because they seem to have been cleaning house lately.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. Warner Brothers is cleaning house? What are they cleaning house for?
They've been canceling shows. They got rid of Cartoon Network.
I heard that.
Not only is the website gone, I heard that they got rid of all of the content that's older in the archives, and that's sad. That's just really sad.
Okay, I'm kind of pissed now. How y'all gonna get rid of all of the classic cartoons that we all grew up on? From the 50s all the way till now. And then I have a place for them to go, but y'all get rid of them out of the archives, offline. But You know what? Andre, the Black Nerd, who does Black Nerd Comedy on YouTube channel, he told us that they have a channel that's going to be specifically doing nothing but classic cartoons like Popeye, the Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, and all of them. They're gonna have a place for them to go, and it's gonna be on I think he said it's gonna be on regular television. You just need a antenna for it. And this was a couple of months ago, because I did hear about they was trying to get rid of Cartoon Network, but I was like, why?
Yeah, I don't understand why either. I don't get it. I really don't. But at the same time, I'm so used to this crap. I really am.
This is why I don't watch cartoons anymore, because there's no place to watch them.
It was not only, I mean, they're getting rid of everything. Like I was a big fan of NCIS Hawaii, and they had an openly lesbian couple that were like, main characters. And they had a boss who is Filipino descent, in charge, and never had a female boss in NCIS. They canceled the show and they claimed it was numbers, the ratings. But then they come to find out it was one of the highest rated, NCIS shows. It was even doing better than the original. Now we realize the reason that they potentially canceled the show is because they wanted to do an origin story for the original Tibbs, NCIS guy, Mark Harmon's character, basically, which nobody gives a F about. And so they got rid of this show that was doing extremely well, that was set in Hawaii, that was amazing, for this BS.
And how long ago this was?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago this was?
They just did this year. Like, they did the season finale for season 3. The cast went on break and then found out. The cast didn't even know. They found out when we found out, which is also BS. And then on top of that, like, they're trying to say it's not anything negative, but let's think about this. It is the only NCIS show that had lesbian characters and a female leader.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Hawaii that has Astrid from Legends of Tomorrow, she's actually in it. It had lower ratings in Hawaii and got renewed because they don't have any queer people and they don't have any, she's technically not the boss. So it's BS. It's absolute BS. And so this is the climate. You're going to start seeing all of the shows that you love that have people of color or that are queer or trans LGBT, that are just going to be, it's just going to be canceled because that's where we're going. And it's sad. I mean, as much as I disliked the writing for Batwoman, I knew the reason that they canceled it was not the writing.
And we know the reason why they canceled Charm.
Yep, they canceled Charm because it had women of color and LGBT. There's so many series, not just Arrowverse related, that were canceled because of that. So yeah, every time I look at a show and I'm like, oh, that's cute, but it won't last because it has these elements. So I already know you're gonna go away. You're gonna be gone. And that's just what it is. I'm very surprised that The Rookie has lasted this long. Because they have an openly gay character, but then I read that this character is leaving the show for the new season, so won't be on the show anymore.
What about All American?
I don't know. All American keeps getting renewed. I think because people like football. Like, it's just like Friday Night Lights. Everybody likes football. So they're just like,
they do have a trans character on there.
Yeah,
but they still get renewed.
But they're also not the lead character.
That's true.
They're a side character which can be let go, basically. So, and if it's a character that is, this is another problem that I have. If it's a POC and LGBTQ plus, character that they can make into a villain, then they will keep that character on longer. It's messed up. It's messed up.
But while we on the subject, let's go ahead and talk about Adam and Rocky.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Because, okay, can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
Adam was supposed to marry Tanya.
That's the point. That was the point.
And this is coming from people who are queer, okay? And we are not anti-LGBT, but that is literally what they established.
I mean, it was all in Zio. It was up and down Zio.
Yep.
And my thing is, like I said, I hate it and like it at the same time. The reason why I hate it is because, first of all, is exactly what you said. Adams was supposed to marry Tanya.
Yep.
Tanya and him had a relationship.
Yep.
Rocky and Adam, there was no semblance of these two ever having feelings for each other. In Mighty Morphin, Zio, and right as Rocky was leaving out of Turbo, there was no semblance of that. Tell me why did Boom Studios do that? Now, I had a conversation with a couple of guys, and they said that it would have been better if they did to Billy, since Billy was, David Yost was, openly gay. It would have made it more easier, and since he was like a representation, instead of putting two guys together who have no chemistry at all, to be gay. And I'm sitting here like, what is this? I said I'm gonna talk to Johnny Young Bosch and Steve Cardenas when I see them again. I'll be seeing Johnny and
they're gonna probably like, wait, they probably don't even know. Like, wait, what?
You're like, wait, what?
You should message Nakia Barris and say they took your boyfriend.
Like, you know what? Every time I talk to Nakia, I keep forgetting to ask her that. I keep forgetting.
Like, what do you think about the fact that that Adam is no longer Tanya's boo?
I'm gonna show. When I see her again, I'm gonna like, Nakia, did you hear that your boyfriend cheated on you? What you mean? Oh, your boyfriend gay now. Who? Adam.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah, that's what Boom Studios told us. He's him and Rocky down the walkway. And what's funny, Steve Cardenas is like a staple at Ranger Stop. And I was supposed to interview him this past year, but I didn't have a good camera and my phone storage was shot to hell. So I told him we had to reschedule. So but when you see what I mean, Nakia did, you be like, oh my gosh. But next time when I go to Ranger Stop, I'm going to talk to Steve Cardenas, and that's going to be one of the things. I'm like, so buddy, I know you didn't probably hear, but it's been a year now. You should have heard that Rocky and Adam are an item now. What do you think about it? Because I hate it. Say you. And Steve is he's a cool, down to earth guy. I like Steve.
Have
you met Johnny Young Bosch?
Yes.
Years
ago, I went to a convention with him, and I'm not sure if he's still married to the woman that I met, but she kind of looked like Uma Thurman. She was really pretty. That was his wife. But yeah, it's when he was
deadly skinny though. She was deadly skinny.
Yeah. Well, I met him at a convention, an anime convention that we were guests at back in the day. It was when he first, I think, started doing Trigun. He was doing Bash's voice.
I did not know he was Bash the Stampede until I was looking at his resume, and I was like,
oh, he's in a lot of characters. He's a very big voice actor.
I didn't know. Yeah. That's why he do so many.
It's definitely a change from like the very, shy, almost mute sometimes Adam character that they had, because he's a very good actor.
Yeah, I love when he did Vash the Stampede. Vash was so stupid. That man was so indestructible, and if you hit him, he would destroy the whole entire planet without even trying. And it was like,
well, yeah, I think what's really funny to me is that all of the Power Rangers now, a lot of them are doing podcasts or doing voiceovers. Because I remember Cassie from Power Rangers Space is a voice actor. She does a lot of stuff.
I thought it was
Patricia Jolly does voiceovers.
Right. No, I know she doesn't come to cons anymore because it was stated that this guy was creeping her out, and she had to get security, and it kind of freaked her out, and she wasn't coming around anymore. I didn't know she was doing voice acting now.
Yeah, she's done voiceover. She's been doing it for a while, actually. And I know Andros's actor does a podcast, if I'm not mistaken, but I've been seeing him.
Look, it was there's some stuff behind the scenes I'm gonna have to tell you about him.
Oh no.
Look, I didn't even know about it, and when I heard about it, and I was just like, bro, are you serious? We'll talk.
You see, that's when you realize people are human, and maybe they do things that are a little cray. I'm like, just saying.
Let me just say this. Think about Quicksilver and Wanda. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot you can tell me about Pietro and his sister, because I've always felt that
it was like that.
Yeah, I mean, they've always portrayed them. They're like, there's that one issue that was in the comics where Wolverine was their dad. It was another version of their childhood, and he walked in on them. Oh, he walked to. I think he saw them through the window of a house where they were getting it on, and I'm like, okay,
I heard about that.
that's a
But
little
that's
creepy.
exactly what Chris, that's basically what Christopher, what's his name? Not Christopher. What's dang it? I forget what his name is now.
Who?
Andros.
Oh gosh, he has an interesting name. It's Chris. Hold on.
I know it's Cayman Lee. His middle name is Cayman, and I can't think of his first name.
Well, Christopher is his first name. Christopher Cayman Lee.
So it was Christopher. So Chris, it was being said that, and it wasn't just being said, it was a video of him kissing his sister in the mouth.
Like in real life?
Yes.
Wow.
So that's why I told you, think about Wanda and Pietro.
That's no.
Yeah.
That's a no.
I was like, when I first saw that, I was like, wait, what?
Negative. Do they now? Again, I want to get a big anthology of all of the Boom comics because there's just so much. There's so much that keeps happening in Boom comics across, space and quadrants and all this stuff. It's hard to keep up with all the plots.
It is.
So yeah, I'm like, one minute I see Tommy and Kat are together and they're talking about their son. And then the next thing, he's like reminiscing about being with Kimberly. And I'm like, aren't you married? Or stuff like, it's just like stuff that is just like, I don't understand,
But it was funny.
Understand.
It was funny because in part of Boom, in one of the things, Kimberly, when no, that was The Return. I'm sorry. It was The Return. Kimberly, no, Tommy was killed, and they brought him back to life in that one. And I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. You see, we learn all kinds of things today on this impromptu update stream. And it's funny, if people get through this entire thing, it's over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
This is not a formatted thing. If this was something we were talking about in terms of reviews, it would be more on point. But whenever we have these, the conversation goes all over the place. But
y'all know me and Maria forever.
We act like we act like we're hanging out at home, but you're just along for the ride. But I was just thinking about the fact that we've talked about everything. The fact that me and you both have diabetes, it's crazy. All the stuff that happened with the move, and my RIP potentially to my Hurricane Blue jacket, which is making me sad. All the stuff going on here in Texas. I am waiting on my heart results because they're going to send them to me before my doctor does. So that's like, it's either going to say abnormal or normal. And I'm like, don't give me that power to be cray. Don't do that. I'm like, don't do that. I don't need to know that. And what's so funny to me is that I just got an email from my office. So my office complex and apartments that we live in, they like to do themed weekend stuff. So now it's Rainy Day Rib Company Food Truck Day. And I'm like, what? And let me tell you how hardcore this is. They've got meat plates, like spare ribs, smoked chicken wings. Then they have tacos a la carte. And I'm like, what is happening? Loaded nachos. I'm like, you're trying to make everybody over here have a heart attack.
But that sounds damn good.
Look, keep your diabetes butt away from this.
Look, as long as I got my insulin and as long as I got my damn pills, I'm eating. I'm gonna tell you, my doctor be fussing at me. He be like, "You don't go overboard, do you?" I said, "No, I do know when to stop." I said, "Trust me."
And then Maria's in the background saying, "Oh, he's doing it." The food truck. How come you get to eat stuff and I don't? That's messed up. I don't get to eat things. I had to take a lot of my stuff away, and that sucks.
Because I learned, my doctor told me, when I first became diabetic, he told me start eating stuff in moderation. He said, don't eat it all, because there was a lot of stuff I used to eat like every weekend, almost every other day. he was like, no, don't do that. Split it up in moderation. Now when we, like last night I ate a DiGiorno pizza. I'll probably have Pizza Hut this weekend because Carlos is going away probably, but probably not. So if he don't go anywhere, I'm gonna have me some baked wings. I'm gonna make me some hot wings.
Oh, well, look at you. I will have smoked salmon because I am better than you. I love you. So the last thing we're going to talk about, because I know we've been over 2 hours, but I wanted to talk about, or at least, what do you think about the new Captain America Brave New World movie?
So they bring in Captain Sam into this.
Yeah. And so Anthony Mackie is going to be the fourth Captain America? Because I know that Isaiah Bradley is in this movie, so we have the third. I can't remember if he's a second or third.
Well, where's Chris Evans? Is he coming? Is he gonna be in there?
I don't know what the heck Chris Evans gonna do. He's not dead. He's macking with his biatch back in time.
Captain America. I'm talking about Steve Rogers, his Captain America.
No, I mean he's macking on his biatch back in time. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm here for you. I don't think it's cool that you have to sign these accords and sign your rights away. So I will fight with you. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. My baby's calling me and I need to get some. And JJ is powerful, so I'm out. Bye. Handle your business."
Let me just say this.
Love
let me just say this. Captain America was not my favorite.
I didn't like him at all. I love Chris Evans, but I didn't care for Captain America at all.
Yeah, I don't hate Captain America, but he just wasn't my favorite. But but there was a particular episode of X-Men where he almost got his ass kicked.
Yeah, it was hilarious, wasn't it? I don't care about him. I don't care about Captain America in general, but like, again, MCU reinvented characters. They took liberties. They left stuff out so that people that are golden boys can stay golden boy. That is not Captain America. Captain America could be an absolute prick. And he slept around. He slept around a lot. Ask a certain Black Widow if he slept around. But to be fair, she really
Black
slept.
Widow, wasn't her?
She slept with everybody.
Sleeping together too.
Oh yeah, and well, she was with Winter Soldier. She was with Bucky in the comics. She was sleeping with the Hawk. So she was actually this is like she was in a relationship with Winter Soldier, right? And then she was sleeping with Hawkeye, and they were also friends. But it wasn't like the MCU. It wasn't like, oh, you got my religion. No, they weren't like BFFs. They were banging. And then Hawkeye joined the Avengers, and he convinced her to join in. Yep, and like, but she was one of the ones. She was the last one coming. They had to drag her and kicking and screaming. She is not this team player they made her be in the MCU. And she had a Russian accent. She had a Russian accent. Scarlett Johansson. She had a Russian accent. Scarlett Johansson.
Wait, I thought. I think Black Widow, wasn't she supposed to be Russian?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay.
That's why Yelena is Russian and had a Russian accent. I just really think that, and this is just me, I don't know if Scarlett Johansson can do a Russian or Eastern European accent, so she just didn't.
I was just asking. I wanted to make sure.
Because, yeah, she's supposed to be Russian. She's supposed to be able to speak Russian. She was Russian.
Let me tell you, look, I'm sorry, this is off topic, but I love seeing Nakia and Kat together. They're so adorable. They're my favorite.
Yeah, they're cute. Well, really quickly though, Captain America: Brave New World. I saw the teaser for it. It looks really good.
I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm not saying Anthony Mackie is not gonna bang the role, but Captain America was really not my favorite, so I'm gonna give it a chance. And see, I want to see what they're gonna do to him because we already know how Steve got his his powers because. The super soldier serum. At that point in time, they didn't know how. They fixed it, but they didn't know how to, make him revert back to his old self. But funny enough, Black Cat, Felicia's father was the person who came up with the experiment, and they updated it for her because she can go from being Black Cat back to her original self anytime she wants. But Steve is stuck into Captain America mode all the time.
Well, yeah, but the formula was something that they didn't know how to control. Because remember, Wolverine also got the same formula.
Wait, so they did Wolverine like that?
Yeah, he was actually in the Super Soldier program. He was around the exact same time as Steve Rogers. Remember, he's old.
No, I
He's
know he's
old.
old. He's 200.
So
I
yeah,
know, but I'm
yeah,
just saying.
he was in. He actually got the vaccine in it because he was a mutant. It mutated, and that's how he got the adamantium and stuff. All that. Like you need to,
No,
yeah, you need to go back and
hold on,
watch
wait.
Wolverine's
What?
history.
Hold on, wait. Which one did we? Which universe this was?
It should have been the canon one. He's always been a part of that.
No. I remember that. I do remember in X-Men, the animated series, the the 90s. They did talk about that, but I'm going to say, I didn't know Wolverine was a part of the Super Soldier
Yeah,
experiment.
he was how do I say this? So he was basically like a actual soldier. And I can't remember if it's because, and I had to go back and look at this, if it's because he got hurt, something happened, or they just forced him into the damn thing and gave it to him. But he got the
Well,
same
see,
serum
I would
Captain
say
America
now
got.
he was a part of Weapon X, and I do remember them putting him into
Yeah,
Weapon X,
yeah, just like the
and
Omega X.
that's when Weapon X gave him the adamantium, because it was.
But remember, that's all the. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up so I can.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Because you making me think of some stuff that I ain't never heard of.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it
Now,
up.
I think he was a part. I think I heard that he was a part of the Super Soldier program, but wasn't but didn't get the serum. At least that's
I
the
mean,
way.
they both served in World War II.
Yeah, they
But
did.
I'm trying to remember. It has been a minute, so let me make sure. Because I
And
know
then
that there was a whole issue of him, and they showed him in this machine. I remember that. But I'm trying to bring up. No, I don't want to know about Hugh Jackman because that's what happens when you look up Wolverine now, guys. It's like, whoa, Hugh Jackman is from Australia. I'm like, I understand. I
we
understand.
know he's from Australia.
Oh my god. I'm like, I understand. Hold on. Let me. Lord have mercy. I don't. I swear, it's every time. Every time. I need comic book history. I don't need, Marvel cinematic history or MCU history.
We
What?
trying to find out about Wolverine and his cockamamie stuff, because I mean that's the only program I knew he was a part of was Weapon X. That's the only thing I
No.
knew of.
Yeah, they had this whole like thing where they showed him. I'm trying to find it, which I thought was crazy because I was like, oh, because I mean, there's so many people that have connections together that you would not think have connections,
Oh
and
no,
it's
I
just
know.
weird.
Trust me. I've been seeing that.
I'm trying. Oh my, Hugh Jackman, you're cool, but I need you to stop. I need you to stop. Oh my gosh. But it's like the serum that he got, which was in Weapon X, is supposed to be, and this is what I heard. It's supposed to be derived from the same chemicals, just messed up a little, or probably not as good as what Captain America got. But I'm trying to find my lore, but I swear, something that I hate about the thing that I personally hate about Google is that when you have an actor portraying a role, it kind of takes over the definition of the original
Everything.
comic book character. So it's hard to find storylines because everywhere I go, I'm pulling stuff. I'm like, that's MCU. That's not, and that's the Marvel. That's got
That's
nothing to
not
do
what
with
we're
comic
trying to
books.
find, because I've been
Yeah.
even trying to help you find it, and all I'm getting is Steve Rogers Super Serum, Super Soldier, Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Could Wolverine possibly have been infused with the same serum that?
Yeah, there was now I will say that this comic that I saw could have been a what if series. I don't remember. But I do know that they had him. He was in this like bottom lab, and they had this huge like it looked like a coffin. So not like the same thing that Steve Rogers went in, but it looked like a coffin, and it had like a little cut in like door, and they shoved Wolverine in it, and they injected him in like this tube went into him, and then that's what. And it was in
I
the
was going to say, because everybody has been wondering if he had got, infused with vibranium instead of adamantium, would he, how
first
would
of all, that would be extremely cool.
a
Like,
lot of people said that. A lot of people said that. But the problem is the density. Yeah, he'd be a lot more stealthier. His claws would be, he wouldn't. They wouldn't be unbreakable, but he wouldn't have to worry about the deadly lead poisoning. His healing factors wouldn't have to work overdrive to keep him from, from lead poisoning. But it was some pros and cons of it. They have it on YouTube somewhere where you can see the pros and cons of him having vibranium versus adamantium. And adamantium kind of weighs is a better choice, even though it's killing them.
yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Okay, so hold on. There's one here. I'm trying to see if this is where the one I was reading. This is like a few years ago. So there's Wolverine and Captain America. Weapon Plus is a series I think that I'm thinking about, where it basically
I saw that. Yeah, Weapon Plus.
Yeah, I think that's the one that showed it, because I just remember the panels that I saw, and it was like, oh, they injected this long tube and they were like putting whatever the serum was into him. But I feel like it wasn't the exact version, obviously, because he didn't turn into Captain. He wasn't Captain Logan. He was just effed up. I mean, but yeah, this is actually very similar to what I was talking about, which is so weird, because they've always suggested that the platoon unit that Logan was serving in was the one right after Steve Rogers. So like they were around the same time, but they were so close together that they were, because they're both fighting World War II, that they had to have run across each other at some point. And so in some versions they fought together, and some versions they didn't. And the MCU they've even said that Wolverine fought with Captain America in the war.
Oh yeah.
They just don't. I don't know why they don't connect it more. So I don't know. It's really weird. Hey, Kevin. But it's strange. And so a lot of times I want to know for sure, but I do know that they had a weapon, like they had the Weapon X program, and it was like but it wasn't completely Weapon X. They had a whole other name for it too.
Oh, from what I'm seeing, it was Weapon Plus, because it like you got all the way up until Weapon 15. No, Weapon 16.
That says secrets that began with Steve Rogers. Basically to make him a super soldier. They were tortured. So they were torturing Wolverine, doing experiment after experiment, because they knew he was a rejuvenating mutant. So
and that's why they say he was the perfect specimen for the Adamantium project.
Yep. So yeah, it is all a thing. It's a thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
but I'm gonna close out on this. I want to see what they're gonna do with Captain Sam. I wonder they're gonna inject him with the super soldier serum like they did Steve Rogers, in order to make him Captain America.
That is a good question. Or will he take it willingly, or will he stay a human for Captain America? Because people love Batman. Batman doesn't have any powers.
Nope.
He uses his mind, and for some reason, unbelievable luck with martial arts.
His superpower is money.
It is, but money does not help when you're getting your A hit by like Shazam and people and Superman and people with actual, super strength. I'm not gonna put my checkbook in front of him and be like, "Protect me from my mom." No, that's not how that works. Especially if you're beating your A beat by people who are not money motivated, they don't care. They just want to whoop your A.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, I'm just saying. So but for Sam, it's a slippery slope, because you already got Isaiah out here losing his mind and he is trumped up on super serum, but also as a very well known now, because he's the fourth Captain America, Black Captain America. It's like he has a responsibility to be himself and not need to have the serum to be the hero. But at the same time, it will be very cool to see. So like you're just on the slippery slope. If he did it on the one hand, you can be like, "No, that's cool. He's on the same level. He can beat everybody's butt. Bam, 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 bam." But then the other people are gonna be like, the other fans are gonna be like, "But why? He was cool before all that. He didn't need to do all that."
And I was gonna say was
So
in the comic, he didn't take it in the comic, right?
no.
Okay.
Not that I don't remember him ever taking it. I mean, to be fair though, there's so many versions of Captain America. But no, I don't think he ever did. I'm pretty sure he didn't. I think he still kept his Falcon tech, but he didn't take the actual serum.
Yeah.
So
Wait. So, did I just hear you correctly? Falcon is Captain Sam.
Sam was Falcon, and now he has. I think he has. Who's doing it? The guy. There's the.
Because I'm gonna say because when I played Marvel Strike Force, they look oddly familiar.
No, because remember he was in Winter Soldier. I believe was his first debut in MCU. He was given the Falcon tech, and so he was Falcon, and then he was left the shield by Rogers when he decided to go play patty wacky vajayjay hugging with his woman in the past, and then stay at that.
Oh yeah, I remember that Endgame. Yeah, I remember that.
That's what Endgame really was. People think Endgame was fighting Thanos and all that. No, Endgame was the end game for Steve Rogers and his beyond.
But you know what? I want to ask this question. Out of everybody we saw in Endgame, do you think the X-Men were out there?
So this is a problem that I've always had. I have this in every superhero drama, from DC comic book, Marvel universes to Power Rangers, Tokusatsu, all that. Whenever you have heroes that save the world, and they're like, "We will always protect this world," and then there's like a new team. It's like those heroes are like, until they show up. Now we have to retired. And I'm like, what?
Oh, you're stupid.
It's true.
Like that.
It's true. How many times have you watched? Like, now say it. Now look at an Avengers movie. You cannot tell me in the Avengers, it was just the original Avenger movie. They couldn't find all these other people to help them fight. It just had to be this core group right here to save all the world from an alien invasion. No. I call BS on that. There could have been a lot of superheroes out there kicking ass. You chose this life. So just like Power Rangers. Power Rangers like, we have to do something or they're going to destroy the world. Well, hold on, let me call the other 75 damn teams and let's get together and do this. No, nobody says this. No one's like, it's up to us 5 or potentially 6 to do everything. And I'm like, oh, if I was like a regular human in the Power Ranger or Super Sentai world, I'd be sitting in a chair being like, we go into this every effing year this shit happens. Like every year.
Until season 4, it was the same characters all the way up until Turbo.
Yeah, true.
And then they started switching. So,
but I mean, no, the problem also was, first of all, why are all these villains suddenly attracted to Earth? I mean, the Earth's been around for a very long time. It's like all of a sudden, we're going to conquer Earth. Why? I'm like, your planet's more advanced. It doesn't make any damn sense.
Right. So I was going to say, like, with Bandora and Power Ranger and, in Super Sentai and Zyuranger, they put her ass back in the trash can and sent her back into space.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Terrell's over here answering questions.
To do that to her too?
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm gonna put this in as an example, and I need everyone who is a true Power Ranger fan to really understand what I'm saying. The villains are not trying to kill the Power Rangers.
Mm-mm.
They are not. I will say Rita Repulsa was the best villain because she cared about their education. She never attacked them during school hours. She was a mother first. She's like, no. She's like, no, none of you can attack anyone because they're going to school. We will conquer Earth next time. They have a math test today.
That is hilarious. But you know what?
Like, oh, okay.
But you know what? Rita did kill Trini. She did. That was
hold on. I'm gonna say that is Robot Rita, and let's rewind this. Okay, let me say it again. I said kids. They were adults.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because Trini had a kid at that point.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Trini wasn't in school. And Trini was like, I'm going back to get another degree. Then you'd be like, Rita be like, oh, hold on. You can't check her.
Oh, well,
Get
I
the
mean, well,
education.
Robot Rita was like, fuck, I mean, if that, we finna take y'all out now. And she
Yep.
took out, well, she tried to take out Billy, but Trini jumped in the way and, you know.
Well, think of it this way, though. I'm just going to say, like Terrell made this point here where he said, true, but Tommy was going to kill them. Now, if Tommy was going to kill people, that's different. Power Rangers could try to kill people. I'm talking about Rita Repulsa. Rita Repulsa never attacked these children between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. when they were in school. Because they went to school every day.
The weekend
and
was
they went
anytime goes on the weekend.
Yep. And then to add on to that, if they were truly trying to kill the Power Rangers, they would go to their house and stab them in their sleep. There's an episode that this is my biggest example of why they are not trying to hurt anybody. The Putties held Tommy down, took a pair of scissors, cut off a piece of his hair, and then cloned him so that his clone could destroy him. Why don't you just take the scissors and jab it in his damn jugular? Bam, he's dead. No more Green Ranger. You know, I don't understand. You're not trying. You are not trying to kill the Power Rangers. That is what people need to understand. They are not trying. Now, Super Sentai, they were trying to kill those people.
Oh, they were trying. Oh my God.
They were trying.
And they succeeded
were
in most
trying.
of them.
Yep. I'm still trying to figure. The Yellow Ranger got killed. I can't remember if it's Mask Man. I want to say it's Mask Man. I'm gonna have to look at that. It could be Live Man. But all I know is that one of the female Yellow Ranger in the beginning, she literally got killed. The guy literally picked up a slab of concrete and smashed her head with it, and she died. And then they replaced her with another girl. I don't know if it was her sister or another one. She had another Yellow Ranger on the team. Wow. So yeah. And
you need to see me which one.
I will find that. Just like, there was a character died in Jetman, made it all the way through the damn series, and then died at the very last episode and wasn't even in battle. Was a stupid reason. So like they literally get killed in the Japanese version, but to also be fair, they also have blood in the Japanese version. You can get blasted all day.
Destroyed. Those suits get destroyed.
Yep. But even when they get destroyed in the American version, there's not one drop of blood. It's a tiny little bruise right here that I actually did with blush.
Now, they actually did try that with Wes. They tried.
Oh, Time Ranger? Yeah.
Yeah, they tried it. He had like a speck of red right here, but his visors were broke. You can see just like you said, bumps and bruises, but he had like a piece of blood right there.
Okay, I got a counterpoint. Ransik killed Alex and was trying to kill the Rangers the whole season of Time Force. But if you go back, no, and not only that, if you go back, oh, sorry, I just completely took you out of here because obviously I hate you. Obviously hate you. So, but if you go back and watch the show, you will see that there are plenty of times when Ransik could have actually offed them immediately and does not. Yeah. And my other problem is the villains will do this thing where they're like, you're never going to guess my plan. I'm definitely not going up here and peeing in this toilet. Oh, by the way, my pee may or may not be toxic and all of you will drink it. No, they just spend so much time like doing monologues. And like, I'm going to tell you this.
Their whole plan.
Yep, and then on top of that, let me also say this, and this is also a magical girl anthology. Sailor Moon being a very good example.
Oh, don't you do Sailor Moon?
I do not understand why villains allow people to transform. This is a 3 to 5 minute process. Why bother? Okay. You know what's gonna happen. You know they gotta go through the arm movements. They gotta be introducing their colors. You just need a gun.
I have a counterpoint to that. I have a counterpoint because I said the same thing, and my stepfather used to make fun of that all the time. Oh, if I was the villain, I was just went up there and stabbed them instead of transforming.
No, not stab. Long range weapons.
Okay, this is what happens. The transformations are instant. Is like, when they say the words.
No. Me and be on the same page with that.
For time's sake, for the episode, they give us the full transformation of what's going on the inside. So that's the explanation.
Okay, let me double count. I'm gonna recounter your counter.
You always got to recount a double count and everything.
Because I just got to make this point. So even if this is true and it is flawlessly 1 second transformation, the speeches are not. As a professional voice actor,
true. Now you right. The speeches.
I'm telling you now, the speeches are not. No one's like, nobody's doing that. No, they actually do poses and smile. No, and then while she's like, oh, sorry, I'm like, headshot.
No, I don't have an answer for the speeches. I really don't.
Because there is none. There is no answer. Like when a Power Ranger is literally, or even Super Sentai, when they're like doing their little thing and they're introducing their color, you literally could kill them in that moment because they're going to have fire or some kind of smoke behind them that's flammable. Just shoot the shit and they'll blow up. I mean, the villains aren't trying, guys. They are not trying to kill them.
Oh my God.
Not trying. I know you guys.
Hold up, now when it gets down to it in Sailor Moon, to the most plot, the plot eccentric episodes towards the very end, in season 3, Sailor Moon Super, they were almost killed. They nearly killed.
No. Don't get me wrong. So when they have a final arc, the Magical Girl people, like their villains, always try to kill them in the final episode. We're not talking about Beryl, Galaxia, and the Helena. No, we're talking about the average freaking general, the average monster that comes up. They're not trying. They're not trying.
Oh my God, you're making my head hurt when I was laughing.
I mean, it's true. It's true. You show me one episode, with one of the run-of-the-mill villains or the general of the week that actually is trying to kill one of these Power Rangers.
They can't. I mean, I can't because you're right. They don't try to kill them.
You just want to yell at them. Work smarter, not harder. You don't have to. I need to go and collect all 75 of these pieces to make a bomb to blow you up with. No, you just throw a grenade, babe. You don't have to do all that.
What's funny?
You don't have to do all that.
Now, see, this is the funny thing. Why was their identity secret? Now, these are the Power Rangers. Now, I ain't talking about Super Sentai because most of Super Sentai, their identities are like open. You know who they are. Yeah. There's a couple there's a couple Super Sentais where their identities were secret. But my thing is, in Power Rangers, how is your identity secret when the bad guys do know who you are?
Because, okay, so first of all,
I mean, that's
I'm gonna tell you this with some Magical Girl shows, it doesn't make sense. If you look at stuff like Precure, okay, their whole hair changes. All of them, they look different. So as long as they throw their voice a little bit, I can accept that they are different. If you look at old school like Nurse Angel Ririka, she turns into a whole adult version of herself. Nobody's gonna believe that it's that kid. But when you look at stuff like Sailor Moon, they look exactly the same. And Sailor Venus has the same damn bow in her hair. And now I'm gonna say this: how many blondes do you know in Japan?
Hold on, I do have a counterpoint. Now, when her brother Shingo, when she went to save him, she hid behind the car because she knew if he saw those pigtails, he would know who she was. So she did hide. So I can't say that. Now, I don't know.
The stupidity is they didn't carry that over to when she was with, she meets Mamoru or Tuxedo Mask, or when she meets Molly, or their version of Molly. I forgot, Naru, I think is her name in Japan.
Naru.
So when she's around them, it's fine. What? Because they're stupid? They're not gonna know who you are. You're the only one in Japan with a hairstyle. Like, nobody else has a hairstyle. You couldn't change your hairstyle.
Well, I think in a way, Naoko, she made it to where Naru kind of knew who Usagi really was, because if you think about it, in the is it the R? It's Sailor Moon R, the second version, when it was going into to the Black Crystal to fight Damon.
Mm-hmm.
Naru at that point kind of figures out that Usagi was Sailor Moon. She kind of.
I mean, I don't know why she didn't figure it out earlier. Now, one thing I
That's
loved
my
about the
point.
live
Well, no,
action Sailor Moon.
Funny thing, when Nephrite was getting the tiara thrown at him, and she stood like this, and Usagi didn't even have the tiara on. You could blatantly see who she is. I mean, you could tell who she is with the tiara on. But it's like, how does she know your name? Why does she always show up when you're in trouble?
So yeah, Naru should have been like, "Hey, Asagi, why are you wearing a sailor uniform? I'm confused." It's really short too. That's probably not regulation for school. So, what's up with that? But no, like literally, it's like the Superman complex. How Lois Lane, a brilliant investigative, reporter, can't tell the difference between Clark Kent and Superman, making her
that was not that stupid.
Yeah, but I will say this. In the new Superman movie, they gave him like Shaggy's hair from Scooby-Doo. So his hair is all shaggy and unkempt. And then when he's Superman, it's all greased back with a little curl. And he really does look different. So he carries himself smaller. And James Gunn, I think, thought a lot about that. He's like, I don't want people around the guy to be dumb. So maybe I'm going to just make him unrecognizable as Clark Kent.
Because see, that's what I'm going to say. Because when you take off them glasses and you open your shirt and everybody's around you and they can see that big old S, or when you go into the telephone booth and change your clothes, we already know you went in there. So when you come out, who we think you are?
Yep. But that's always been my problem, especially if it's a character that has distinctive hair. Like Clark's little curl, Asagi's little, Odongos.
All right, Odongos, yeah.
So like when you have this, it's really hard for me to really believe that no one knows who the hell you are, because I know who you are. I would see you in a crowd. I'm like, why are you dressed like that?
Let me tell you, I played Sailor Moon Another Story. It was for the Super Famicom. I don't know if you heard of it, but it was like it's supposed to pick up after Sailor Moon S, going into Super S, and they brought back all the villains and stuff. I played as I was went into the house where Iko, which is Usagi's mom. I went in there, and I was transformed as Sailor Moon, and she was like, "Oh, you're that Sailor Moon girl. Darn, I wish Usagi could be just like you." And I'm just sitting here like, bitch, I am Usagi. What are you talking about?
And that's why I love Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, the live action series, because Serenity had long black straight hair and had like a little braid. Usagi has the buns, but it's black, and she doesn't have blonde hair until she is Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, so she does look a little different. Now the face is still the same, the voice is still the same. So I still think you're kind of brain dead if you don't get that's her playing cosplay. But teach their own. Jupiter looks almost exactly the same. So I'm like, come on, guys.
Now, Venus, Minako, she does look a little different, but they made her forehead look more bigger, and the hair is all backwards, and she do have.
I love her transformation though. It looks like she's doing an Herbal Essence commercial. She's like
like her
glowing, little people running around her hair. I'm like, what is happening?
oh my gosh!
Her skin look. It sounds like a porn song playing in the background.
I know. I hate the transformations because they're so corny, and they use those little wrist watches, and I'm like, really?
Well, to be fair, they didn't have the outers, so I'm already.
And that's what I'm gonna say. I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna say the outers were always there. They were just, Serenity had them on, different planets, guarding. Sailor Saturn is the only one that really wasn't around, because if Saturn is called, that means the world needs to end and be reset.
Yeah, she's the Grim Reaper, but like I really don't like. I really wish in the live action version that they did have the outer. I would have loved to have seen Chibiusa, because they had Sailor Luna, and it would have been really cute instead of having Sailor Luna, if that had been Chibiusa from the future.
Now I'm gonna tell you, Naoko, she loved it because she said she liked how they incorporated Princess Sailor Moon instead of Princess Serenity.
Princess Sailor Moon was crazy. She was like, I'm just gonna off everybody. I'm like,
I'm like, where is this Sailor Moon in the original? because
they
this
couldn't have that, because remember, Sailor Moon's supposed to be like kind-hearted and always forgiving, and Princess Moon was like, I have no conscience, empathy, and could be a whole ass sociopath. Let's go.
That's my point.
Like,
but see, and that's where her strength and her power came from. Because if you think, and I don't even think they had the silver crystal in the live action.
yeah, they had the silver crystal.
Oh,
yeah, they showed it when Mamoru died, and then they showed it in the last episode.
Because I was gonna see the final episode. See, that's
well, no, they showed it when she found out the tuxedo common, or mask for Americans, was actually Mamoru. Because remember, he died and she cried, and the crystal appeared. And then they made references to it a lot, and then you saw it at the end because of what she did at the very end of the series, which was crazy. Because you're always used to Sailor Moon, saving the world, not destroying the world.
Not destroying the world. Well, technically, in the manga, they said she just it was said that she destroyed. No, in the live action, they said it was Serenity destroyed the Moon Kingdom on the moon. In the manga, Usagi kills herself, but then Saturn destroys the Moon Kingdom. But then in the original version, Metalia destroys Beryl, and Metalia destroys the Moon Kingdom. So there's three things, three variations of what happened with Sailor Moon.
Yeah, but Princess Moon was just nuts because she was even taking out her friends. So, it was a thing. So live action Sailor Moon, I mean, it is a really cute show. It's a cute show. I think I have all of it. So,
well, you have to burn me some copies and send it to me.
I can't burn you a copy. That's illegal.
Nobody knows.
Everyone knows because you just said it in a live stream. Kenny, must I give you the penguin of justice again? Why? Just why?
Why are you and the penguin judging me? I just don't understand.
Because you need to be judged.
They're not judging me.
You need to be judged. But okay, so this is this is how we talk to each other. We're almost 3 hours, so I have to go eat dinner, and it's already like 8:58. Look, you can't be doing this to diabetic.
Coming back here looking, and mine's been looking at here.
I saw them in the background. It was kind of cool. It looks like a horror movie. It's like I wanted somebody to like be in the chat saying, "There's someone behind you." I'm like, no. But no. Not today. But no, like I really do want to do a Deadpool and Wolverine review.
I would love to if you would have me. If you don't forget me.
I'll have you, but I'm gonna forget about you instantly when you show up all the time. And yes, you're right, it was long. But remember, these 3 hours are long and we're just babbling and hanging out. But I've been gone for a long time.
Y'all really forgot that me and Maria do talk this long.
Of course.
Go back on her channel and see all her live streams when I'm with her.
Yeah, it's when I do my single videos, as I normally knock them out pretty quickly. But whenever I have a guest, normally, and it depends. Sometimes me and Joe only do like an hour and a half. But me and Kenny, for some reason, we will be on here for 3 damn hours. Like case in point. But to be fair, though, this was an update video. So it wasn't a scripted video. It wasn't anything I planned to do. It was just me babbling, saying, hey, I'm back and we're going to start doing videos and live streams. Well, live streams for now.
Yeah.
But I have a long memory. I know I still owe you guys videos, especially the Batwoman, how I would have presented Batwoman, even if we had Javicia Leslie's character, how I would have brought her in as Batwoman versus what they actually did, which was not very good. So, yeah, I know I have to talk about that, and I will. And also, and I'm going to leave you on this. I was very sad because I'm a Ruby fan.
Ooh.
And Rooster Teeth, closed down, so I thought Ruby was gone. But Viz has licensed Ruby, so we're getting all Ruby content now. Viz is going to be the distributor, so I'm sure we're going to have movies. We're going to have more of the show. So I am excited because I thought we were not going to get a Volume 10, but it looks like we are getting Volume 10 and plus now. So yay!
Right, I'm gonna tell you,
Very happy
Viz
about it.
Media, they save a lot because they saved Sailor Moon. I'm telling you.
Yep, they save a lot of stuff, but I am very happy that Viz saved RWBY. So, all right, guys, we love you. Thanks for hanging out for 3 hours with us.
I know, right?
We know. We
3
know.
hours of your life you'll never get back.
You'll never get it back. You're gonna have nightmares about this. But but we are gonna schedule an actual review video of Deadpool and Wolverine. And then I actually want to do one for the Umbrella Academy, the last season that is now on too. So we're gonna do that. And whatever other nerdy thing I can think of, because there's a lot of stuff out there, and it just scratched the surface. So we'll be able to do our live streams again. So I am excited. So yay. All right, we love you. We're going away. Bye, guys.